कुछ होने में और बहुत कुछ होने में इतना सा फर्क है, एक बार सोच के छोड़ देने में और लग के कर दिखाने में। मान लेने में कि जिंदगी ऐसे ही कटेगी और सुबह 4 बजे उठ के सोचने में कि अभी तो बस शुरुआत है। किसी मैगजीन को हाथ में लेने में और उसी मैगजीन के कवर पेज पे होने में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वीआईपी सीट में और उसकी पिछली सीट में इतना सा ही तो फर्क है। वो जिसका मैदान ही खुला आसमान है, वही कल जमीन पर तो था। पूछोगे तो बताएगा वो पंछी कि एक दायरे में सिमटने में और पूरी दुनिया को दायरा बनाने में बस इतना सा फर्क है। इतना कितना है? इतना है या इतना है? जो नापेगा वो जाने कि जहां धरती और आसमान मिलते हैं, नानपुर से दूर, अगर मगर शायद से दूर, वहां भी दोनों में फर्क बस इतना सा है। धरती और सातवें आसमान में फर्क बस इतना सा। ये एक अंतर प्रेरणा है। ये हमारी, आपकी, हम सब की अंतर प्रेरणा है। एक कदम, एक छलांग, एक बाजी, एक गहरी सांस और एक ललकार खुली हवाओं में कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन फिजाओं के लिए, कि हाँ, मैं बना हूं उन ऊंचाइयों के लिए जो ऊंची तो बहुत है पर नामुमकिन भी नहीं, क्योंकि मुमकिन और नामुमकिन में बस इतना सा फर्क है। धूप छांव में फर्क बस इतना सा। तो बस चलिए फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के साथ ये फर्क मिटा देते हैं। फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया, 20 years of ideas.
A very good evening to each and everyone who has joined us today for our Bharat Franchise Show. Franchise India is Asia's largest integrated franchise solution company, which is helping all the investors in getting the business solutions and suggestions from our site. Bharat Franchise Show is India's biggest multi-city show, where our aim is to cover 100 cities in 100 days and to represent some of the hand-picked opportunities for each one of you so that you can digitally interact with the brand's representatives and ask your queries. With this introduction, may I invite and welcome our title sponsor, Team HX, our associate sponsor, Eurocan team, and our esteemed representatives from different brands who have came today to represent their business model with us. I also welcome management team of Franchise India, Gaurav sir, he is chairman at Franchise India, and our second panel member, Sonia ma'am, she's a founder at Franbug. I also invite and welcome our partners who have joined us today from Vijayawada, Shivaji as well as Sudhakarji. And with this introduction, may I invite Sonia ma'am to formally invite and welcome each one of you to our Vijayawada chapter. Over to you, ma'am.
Friends, a very good evening to all of you. We are in Vijayawada, marking our 11th day of Bharat Franchise Show as a part of our 100-day show, as Darshana mentioned, where Franchise India and all our participating companies and brands will travel every day to a new city. I extend a very warm welcome to Hyper Exchange, a title sponsor, and also Eurocan, who's our associate sponsor. And friends, I will also like to welcome our partners, Mr. Shiva Rama and Sudhakarji, who will also represent Franchise India in your city and advise you on investing in various business opportunities. And friends, Vijayawada has, we all know, been recognized as a global city of the future by McKinsey quarterly. And as per one of the other reports, the top 10 fastest economies of the world will be from India. And Vijayawada has been mentioned to be surfacing amongst the top 10 economies in that report. Moreover, if you see the trend in the last 1 odd year, Tier 2 is supposed to drive the next phase of growth for Indian retail sector. And it is also because the share of organized retail in cities beyond metro is comparatively low. At the same time, there is also a big interest from franchisors, organized companies and chains to expand in promising cities like Vijayawada, which has been, I would say, for long, many successful franchise formats in the last many years we've been working. Every year we conduct a lot of franchise shows, and there's a huge demand we have seen which has come from city of Vijayawada. Many successful franchise companies have been operating And moreover, the city also has a huge cost arbitrage of tier 2 city. So here we are coming to you presenting some of the opportunities for your city. And before I invite our first panel member, I will also request Mr. Maria to address everyone, and followed by our partners from the city, Shivaji and Subhakarji, to say hello to everyone from Vijayawada.
Thank you, Sonia, and welcome friends to Vijayawada. This is a city which I had an opportunity to visit even this when the COVID period was going on. A fabulous growth market. Franchising has done a lot of work in that market because I personally feel largely in Andhra, people are very entrepreneurial. They're very, very entrepreneurial than any other state. It's probably the most entrepreneurial state I would know, even beating Gujarat. Gujarat looks like a very entrepreneurial market is actually Andhra. So congratulations to all of you. You are very progressive people who would obviously take bigger challenges in life and also continue to grow. Franchise India is also taking a big challenge to take 100 cities, 100 days show. Very successful. The first 10 days has been a phenomenal response. It also is reflective of we all coming out of this whole issues which were happening on the second wave. And this time around, the continuity was there. We have come much faster out. And the kind of results we've seen the first 10 days has been astonishing. And it's been great signs that our recovery of economy would be much, much faster than we all know. And all that, I think the indications a long time used to surprise you that Indian economy would go back to 9-10% GDP growth. But I think it's not far enough. If we put our act right, we keep our entrepreneurial spirit going, we look after our businesses, we go out and create bigger challenges, and also, and our government also comes at with very proactive support, especially our state governments, because now I think it's been also on the states how they react and they create bigger possibilities. But before I pass it on to other speakers to do that, I'll leave you with one simple thought process. If you're choosing a business, take these following steps. When you're choosing a business, first choose what is the right brand for you, and this you need to connect with 4 dots, which I always say. One is the industry you're choosing, which brand you're choosing, on why you're choosing that brand versus any other competition available. Third is what is your financial goal, and fourth is the market which you're choosing, which is Vijayawada, and even a micro market in that. Second, understand your funding requirement. What kind of funding you would need for your business and where it is going to come from, how much you bring in your own capital, how much you're taking debt. Never take more than 15, 20 or 30% beyond that any kind of a debt in your business. More your business is funded by your own capital, more you will be in comfort and you'll be able to do that. Define your gestation period. What kind of gestation period would be required for that business? Keep adequate working capital for that. Third, do your right resource planning. What resources you would require to run that business. Fourth, be an operator. Don't shy away not to participate in the business. People start small businesses, but they become investors. They stay outside. They don't want to participate in the business. As a business, it should be a delight to go back to your business, take a role, participate in your business. It might be any kind of, no role is lower in life. Sometimes people start a small business and they feel that they would hire people and they would put that, they would not even, I mean, I've seen people starting ice cream parlors and never gotten behind the counter and never tried to serve any single person themselves. They're all side. They're like customers themselves. They come with the family, eat the ice cream. They're owners for the ice cream owner, but they have never really gone behind the counter. Why should you have a shame to work in your own business? Every business is good. I remember one of the companies I used to advise called Mr. Donut, is a Japanese company, and the chairman had many stores. The first thing he used to go to his own stores when he used to visit Surprise, he used to go to the restroom, the toilets, and if he says the toilet was not good, he will clean it himself. It's not that he was doing it. He used to tell everybody that no work is lower in your own business. What concerns your business, what concerns your customers is your business. So take a pride, take a role, go out and do and work in your business, take your business in control. I see people successful in franchising globally, especially our Indian communities, especially people, our communities from, Andhra. If you see, they're very successful globally. When you go out, see them, husband-wife teams working themselves, 2 brothers handling their own business themselves. No employees, they work hard, they put their shifts. That's how businesses are successful. They come with a lower cost, they manage cost well, they don't put too much of cost. And India, we buy a franchise and we put 6 people to working and we don't go and work in that business. we lie at our home and we don't work. Sorry for saying this, but that's not business. It's your business. You go out and participate in your business. Work harder than anybody else. You're the first one to arrive and the last one to go. That's your business. So these are my advices which I've seen over the time why people are successful and not successful. Take some of them, take all of them. And then when you start the business, take a right qualified approach. And that's why it is very important to reach out to our independent franchise consultant. They give you a right qualified approach. So I'd like to now bring in Sudhakar. Sudhakar would then pass to Shivarama, he would also talk about that. Over to you, first your remarks and then pass to Shiva.
Well, I'm very much cool to arrange this kind of program for my town. And I'm very thankful to Gaurav sir for his grace to a business to do his business. And I'm very much thankful to Sonia. And I'm very much thankful to all brands today presenting in front of our investors. First of all, most investors are still in wait. Local అంటే చాలా investors ఇంకా వెయిట్ చేస్తాం. They are in still wait that when our corona ends, we can business preparation. Not correct.
I think we lost.
Yeah.
Shiva, you want to?
Good evening, Gaurav sir and Sonia madam. We thank you very much for choosing Vijayawada as our destination.
Yeah.
Sudhakar, your voice is breaking. Let Shiva speak. I think you're not. You have to check your network.
My sincere thanks to both of you for choosing Vijayawada as a destination for the franchise show. We are very happy that definitely yes, Vijayawada is one of the most important place of Andhra Pradesh, being a state capital. There might be some changes like they were talking about Vizag being a different capital and Vijayawada a different capital. But it's great observation by our chairman who really understood the pulse of Andhra Pradesh people, where they are enterprising and the way look at the investment part. I sincerely wish all the investors to take this opportunity and come out as an investor and bring Andhra Pradesh and in specific Vijayawada as a better positions in business. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, madam. My sincere thanks to all the brands who have come all the way to be present in Vijayawada and through which we can definitely reach so many customers from this area. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Senior consultants are very, very focused and helping people. Now, let me have a privilege to bring in my friend Dipanjan, who leads a great company, great founder himself, built a lot of businesses, and he's been working very hard. 10 days, he comes every single day, 7 o'clock, and speaks and gives presentations. It's a hard work, but every entrepreneur who's passionate about business doesn't mind doing hard work. And that's what he is all about. He's extremely passionate about what he does, and he goes out and puts best of his abilities to make that business and enterprise work. So over to you, Dipanjan, to make your introduction, introduce the HX story, the story you're building up, the milestones you're going to already hit, and the milestones you're going to cover over the time. Over to you for your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, everyone. And hello, Vijayawada. Very, very warm welcome to today evening's presentation of Hyper Exchange and why we believe it's going to be one of the best investment decisions you'll make in your life. And I'm going to spend the next 15 minutes walking you through our company, about the industry, and what's in it for you. But let's start with a quick video about us. Thank you. So that was a quick, that's actually one of the advertisements we used to run on the Cinepolis network of the multiplexes across the country. Unfortunately, now because of the lockdown, the model has moved online. In fact, that's what I want to talk about. As I'll open my deck in just a minute. But why do you think that we are the right opportunity for you? HX or Hyper Exchange is the number one trusted source marketplace brand for refurbished electronics in India. And the opportunity is a great one for you because this is an opportunity that exists in online for you as well as offline. And that's important because we're going through a very, very turbulent times with the pandemic coming in, with different lockdown schedules happening, unlocks happening. You're not really sure what's going to happen in the physical space. So one of the reasons, and I'm going to talk through the entire company, but please keep in mind that one of the reasons this is going to succeed is because of the demand that has been generated in this market under the current pandemic market for work from home, and the fact that there's a lot of dependence on online now. And both of these are solutions that we offer to our partners today. With that, I'm quickly going to start sharing my screen. As I mentioned, we are the number one brand for refurbished electronics in India. We have grown from strength to strength. We are a very fast growth startup, started in 2016, incubated by IIM Calcutta. It's one of the top incubators in the country, and grown from strength to strength from there. In 2020, in fact, last year, we were awarded the Retail Startup of the Year award by Retailers Association of India, which is the apex body for retailers in the country. This year, we were awarded the Forbes magazine's 30 under 30 award for not just India, but also for Asia. And what we do as a company is that I mentioned it's refurbished electronics. The product categories are essentially mobile phones, laptops, televisions, and accessories. And we sell them in 3 different grades: brand new products, unboxed products, which are essentially brand new products, but liquidation products from these large brands. So they typically don't carry brand warranty, they carry our warranty. And then there's refurbished, which are pre-owned devices that we repair and make them as good as new and then sell in the market. The channels that we use to sell these products are typically 4. We have 2 online and 2 offline. The online channels are large marketplaces like Flipkart, Amazon. We are one of their primary sellers on all the major platforms in India. We also have our own platform called HX Cart and our own app where people purchase from. Offline, we have a distributor network through large national distributors like Ingram. And we have a franchisee network that we're now rolling out across the country with investors like you. The promise that the brand provides to our consumers, because the fundamental promise that the brand that HX offers is great refurbished products. I mean, you're getting brand name mobile phones and laptops like HP, Dell, Apple, Samsung at half the price. So that itself is a very strong statement and a very strong attraction of the brand. But people are worried about the quality of the product. People are worried about the after sales service. So we provide the best after sales support program in the market, in the industry, with a 12-month doorstep warranty, 7-day worry-free returns, 9-month assured buyback program, and we plant 1 tree for every order our customers make. Where has this product and this focus led us? As I mentioned, we are a very high growth startup. How high is mentioned here. We have been growing at over 100% year on year since the day of our inception. We're currently running a 100 crore plus setup and sell around 10 to 15,000 products every month. Our model actually is proven to be COVID proof. Through COVID, we actually grew much faster than before. So we've actually scaled much larger, in fact, 400% growth so far this year. Just, a lot of that because of the pandemic situation. We've been able to do this because we've been able to, I mentioned that we have a strong online model, but we also have our own patented technology. And we're executing with a very strong leadership team. I'm going to talk about both. If you look at our leadership team, we're led by CP Gundani, who is the CEO and MD of Tech Mahindra, and he's chairman at our company. Dipanjan Purkayastha, top left, that's me. I'm the CEO, and I've had over 25 years experience scaling several businesses in India and abroad to hundreds of millions of dollars in size, and I've exited several businesses, sold and I'm a guest faculty on several large institutes, renowned institutes, India and abroad, including the IITs and IIM. We also have Debu Mukherjee on the bottom center. He's the Chief Marketing Officer of the UB Group and the head of the Heineken brand India, and he's on the board of Heineken globally. Mukesh Soni, who is a board advisor, is actually the co-head of Apollo Private Equity Firm, which is the world's largest private equity company. So their India business is headed by them. And we have Satanik Roy, who's my co-founder, who's actually won the Forbes 30 under 30 this year. And we have Ashish, who's our Chief Operating Officer and also a co-founder, and he's a very strong tech stalwart and heads our operations and technology. So very, very solid team delivering this and focused by technology, as I mentioned. So execution on one side, technology on the other side. And what this technology does, it does actually something very simple. We have a technology that allows us to automatically test devices when you buy them. Now, it seems like a very simple thing and something that every industry must have, but refurbished industry actually never had that. And we are the only company in the world that has this technology where we are able to automatically test these phones and tell what's wrong with the phones or what kind of repair is required. Now, because of this, we are able to reduce our turnaround time by 3 times and improve our margins by 400%. So it's a very, very significant improvement in operational metrics that we are able to drive because of this technology innovation that we built in. And it's resulted in a whopping 79% customer return in an industry which has a very low loyalty, where people change brands every year. We are seeing a 79% customer return, where customers come back and buy more products from us year after year. Now, while we spoke about the brand, who we are, what we did, where we reached, and the kind of technology we provided, what's also important to understand is the kind of market that's supporting us. Because as an investor, you should, I think what Gaurav also mentioned, you should not only focus on what industry you'd like to be in, and also what kind of company you want to follow and invest in. It's also important to see what kind of sustenance that industry itself at a macro level will provide you. This industry is growing like there's no tomorrow. It's $100 billion market today. 40% of that is sitting in India. And in fact, this is only covering, this 40% that I'm mentioning here is only covering the tier 1 market, because there are no survey results for tier 2 today. The market itself is not penetrated enough, so there's no real data about tier 2, but people are, analysts are saying that could represent an additional 30% of the market share, which means globally, India might have around 60 to 70% of the market. And this tier 2 market is a complete white space. And one of the reasons that we are doing what I'm doing today, going to 100 cities over 100 days, is because we want to disrupt this space, the tier 2 market, and bring the advantage of refurbished electronics to this space. Why that's important is on the right-hand side of the screen, where you're seeing that the Indian market is growing at 57% by volume. Volume means the number of units sold, but 80% by value. And if you look at the graph on the bottom right, you'll see that 31% of tier 2 is actually looking at premium products. Now, these premium products there's this aspiration for these premium products. Now, if you are able to make these premium products available at a mid-segment price, you have a winner. And that's what we are willing to provide to you. That's what we're interested to get to market with. Now, in addition to this obvious metrics that's there, the reason that a part of the reason, not all of it, obviously there's a reason the refurbished industry was growing before also, but it has exploded in the last couple of years because of the pandemic. And the reason that's happened is because most people are working from home, like you and me, who are joining this call over Zoom. Our children are now joining their school over Zoom. Our colleagues are working from home. So this work from home has given rise to a huge rise in demand for laptops and mobile phones. But at the same time, the disposable income has gone down. People have lost jobs. There's healthcare issues where people want to save more money. So instead of buying new products, increasingly, people are buying refurbished products. These dual elements have actually given explosive growth to refurbished products, and it continues to grow. Even after the previous lockdown had ended last year, we thought there would be a ramp down in sale, but actually sale went up because people start getting used to this phenomenon and they start experimenting and trying new products. And when they realize that when they get a new refurbished product and they see it's working fine, all their worries that they had before goes away, and they become a convert into the refurbished world, and they go on and buy more products in this space, which is what reflects in that 79% customer return that I shared with you earlier. Now, fantastic. We talked about the company, we talked about, the market, we talked about a technology innovation, but why would you select us? What are the 4 specific reasons that we think we are uniquely suited for an investment in the current circumstances, in the current environment? One is because we are not just the industry, but the company itself is witnessing massive growth, and you can participate in a company that's growing massively. Second, it's a company that's growing through pandemic. When a lot of other industries are shutting down or reducing or rationalizing themselves, we are hiring, we are growing. So it's a industry that is supported by this current environment. This is an industry that we have focused, that we have built an online plus offline model. There are a lot of offline businesses in refurbished, which have not been able to grow as much because of lockdown. In fact, a large part of the market is dominated, refurbished market today is dominated by the gray market. And most of them are offline, and they've not been able to grow because people are not going offline. There's no footfall. So we had, from day one, we had created an omni-channel. If you go and, for example, I would recommend all of you, by the way, I didn't mention this, please make sure as your questions come up in your mind, there's a Q&A box in the Zoom. Please put in your questions, and people from our team will respond to your questions, and I'll answer some of those questions after my presentation. But coming back, if you Google us while you're listening to this presentation, I would recommend that all of you go to Google, search for Hyper Exchange, and look at the news. We've been a very defined omni-channel player from day one. We have built a very, very strong online platform, and what we're doing now is we're providing you, our franchisee partner, ability to play online with us, not just offline. So that's uniquely suited for this market, and we offer low risk because we are providing assurances around minimum guarantee and stock correction, which I'll talk about in just a few seconds. Now, we've talked about us, we've talked about why we're uniquely suited for you. Now, how are you going to work with us? If you're interested in working with us, there are 2 models in which you can work with us. One is a city franchisee model where you take ownership for the entire city. And if that's the model you're interested in, then there are 3 ways that you can generate revenue. There is the store, where the direct stores right on the right-hand side of the screen. The direct stores where you'll actually earn revenue in 2 ways. One is by buying back old products in exchange from customers, so that you earn a revenue from us, a margin from us for doing that. So right in the beginning of the cycle, you're acquiring the product. Then you are investing in a refurbishment factory, which we will enable you to, we'll give you all the training and everything else. I'll come to the support elements later. There's a refurbishment factory you'll build where you'll repair these phones. Again, an additional margin will be accrued to you from the company. You will have a training facility where you will train technicians, not just for your own team, also for our centralized refurbishment team, and also for folks in the market, because there's a certificate course approved by the government of India. So I'll come to that approval and certification later. So, and then you go back to the direct store where you sell the product. So you're buying it, repairing it, enabling the ecosystem to repair it with technicians, and then selling it. So that's the entire cycle you can do as a master franchisee. And if you look at the financials on the left-hand side, the returns are pretty interesting. It's a 42.5% ROI, and you get payback in 22.5 months. What's even more interesting is that on the launch offer, and I mentioned it just a few seconds back, we are offering you a 6-month minimum guarantee model where we give you minimum guarantee return of 9% annualized on the entire stock that you take. Whether you sell the stock offline or you do not, or you sell the stock online or you do not, we will still provide you a 9% return on that stock. We also offer you a 100% stock correction in case you feel that the mix of stock that you've received at your store, although that's impractical, and I'll tell you why, but in the Q&A, we'll talk some more about it. But it is actually, we actually offer you that. So if you still need it, that offer exists. And we provide you, as I mentioned earlier, we provide you access to online. So you're no longer an offline partner limiting your sale to the 4 walls of your store. The entire India and going forward, the entire world is going to be an access market. So that's what we're offering you. In addition, you will be responsible for sub-franchisee management. So your unit stores, unit franchises that open up underneath you, they'll be managed by you, and you'll have the exclusive city rights as a master franchisee. Now, if you're a person who's looking for a unit store model, not a master model for the city, then there are 3 models available. I'll focus on the one on the right, which is the H Experience model. H Experience is essentially an experience store, which has the advantage of both a mobile store and display facility and also a built-in cafe within it. Now, so you have 3 revenue models here. The buyback that I mentioned earlier, where you buy back these products from your customers and from the local market, where we provide you a margin for that. You sell products and warranty services, and you also provide food and beverage services. And this has a whopping 70% ROI and a payback within mere 17 months. The other models, the H Exclusive and H Express, are essentially shorter format of the same model, except the fact that H Exclusive and H Express do not have a cafe model. They're purely mobile phone stores, but they're differentiated by the number of, by the space, the floor space, and hence the display area, and hence the inventory that you can actually turn around and sell. So you can read through the ROI right here. I'm sure you can make a note, and this will be available to you down the line if you're more interested to learn about the numbers. We can talk about more detailed numbers, or partners and advisors and consultants can. Now, I mentioned I'm going to come to the support that we provide you with. We will provide you 360-degree support in your scale up. Tech support is complete. We are I mentioned before, we are a tech-led company. So right from your point of sale to your CRM, to your ERP, to the Faraday device, everything, every point of your operation will be automated, and we will provide this automation for you. We will help you and guide you with social media campaigns and your footfall conversion strategies. We will provide you training modules for your training facility, and it's important, I should mention it here. HX is actually a PMKVA and a NSDC approved facility service. So we have the authorized certification program for technician training in consumer durables and appliances. So we'll be able to happy to forward that certificate program in your training center if you're a master franchisee who will open a training facility. We'll obviously also provide you the training module. And in your refurbishment factory, we'll provide you the services module. In addition, we'll provide you access to all the OEMs for the spares. And last but not the least, we'll also provide you access to multiple consumer finance partners that we already have, who can provide you packaged and tailored programs, financing plans for your customers. So that, in a nutshell, is who we are, which market we are playing in, what kind of plan and strategy we're providing you, and why we think we are the right partner for you. Thank you so much, Vijayawada, for a patient hearing. I'd love to get your questions.
Thank you so much, Dipanjan and friends. Like we said, you can put your questions in the Q&A box, and we'll start taking these questions with your name. And just to add what Dipanjan also talked about, the opportunity in India, there's a big and a huge unmet demand for pre-owned phones, and making it one of the fastest growing markets for refurbished handsets in the world. And what we're also seeing is there's also a massive shift that is happening and will happen from how people are shifting to feature phones to smartphones. And refurbished market will take a very substantial share of this growth. And we all know there's no organized player currently in this category. So Hyper Exchange is the name which is leading in the organized segment. And they're also growing through an omni-channel strategy. So Dipanjan, my first question, especially because we're talking about Vijayawada, and I did see somebody asking on the investment and the opportunity. So we want to clarify, friend, this is an area franchise opportunity, and the investment that you saw for the unit franchisee are different formats under the area franchisee. So we're looking for one partner in the city who would own the area, and under this area, we will have sub franchisees coming under. And these are the different formats that we talked about. So Dipanjan, very quickly, if you want to sum up the investment for an area franchisee one, and because the question is with respect to the format, if there's somebody who's looking for a unit franchisee, would that be something that you would want to consider at an initial stage?
Right. Thank you, Sonia. So the area franchisee, which is a city franchisee model, has a fees of around 25 lakhs and an total investment around 75 lakhs beyond that, 50 lakh of which is in stock. Now, it's very important to understand this is not hyper exchange stock. These are actually branded mobile phones and laptops that you'll essentially stock, and very clear benchmark pricing on that. You'll know what the source pricing for it is. You'll know what the sales pricing for it is, because our ERP constantly updates you on the daily market operating prices for this product. So at any given point in time, if you hear from your customer or someone else that there's a more aggressive pricing in the market, you'll know whether that's true or not and where it's true or not. So very, very clear that technology will be able to give you the intelligence. Otherwise, that intelligence is gathered over several years. So that's the advantage that a mobile phone store owner would have, where they would have this knowledge about the current brands and all that. But if you're not a mobile store owner, you do not have the knowledge. But you do not need to do that with HyperExchange, because we have the software which makes that knowledge available to you, and that's obviously proprietary to us. In addition to the stock, I think I should clarify once again. If you, I'll give you an example. So you buy a stock of around 50 lakhs. Now you say, and obviously you, as an area franchise, you open one direct store for yourself, which we recommend that it be a IT experience store. And then you open a training facility and a refurbishment facility. I'll give you a refurbishment facility and training facility as 100% plus margins, because they're all services based. We will talk about those later on. And there are details around that, financial plans and all. But let's talk about the direct stores. You have a store and you take 50 lakhs in stock. Now, you might say that, I might not be able to sell 50 lakhs of stock in day one or month one from my store, because there's low footfall, there's a lockdown happening, and lockdown 2.0, 3.0, and that's absolutely real. If that happens, and when that happens, you have the absolute choice of swapping part or all of this stock to my phygital marketplace, and I will liquidate that product for you at a lower margin. For example, if you earn around 10 to 12% on your own sale, which you will for in sale out of your store, if you give it to me for a phygital liquidation, I will give you a 2 to 5% margin on that. Which, by the way, just understand, if you opened a mobile phone store today, your margins start from around 0.75% in Apple to at maximum around 4.5 to 5% with companies like Vivo. So that's what you make in the store with selling a new product. With refurbished, you're essentially selling an Apple phone at a 10% margin, 12% margin. And even if you don't lift a finger and I do your entire lift out and liquidation of these products, you still make 2 to 5% margin. In addition to that, if you choose not to sell it online, maybe you only sell partially online or nothing online, you continue to stock it in store. At the end of the month, you will figure out that nothing got sold or only 20% got sold. Whether nothing got sold or 20%, 10%, 50% got sold, the rest I will liquidate for you at a 9% annualized rate. That's what minimum guarantee means. So it is really, when I say low risk, it's really, really planned. And the reason, if there's no rocket science here, we are able to do that because the market has very high demand. So right now, demand is outstripping supply. So I have no problem liquidating these products. Now, the logical question would be, if I was sitting on your shoes, would be, if it's so easy to liquidate these products, why do you need me? Well, I don't need you or a partner to really liquidate the products. I need you for tomorrow, not for today. We're creating this network because, as I had mentioned, the tier 2 represents the largest potential growth opportunity in the history of electronics that refurbished electronics is going to prove in tier 2 of India. And nobody has a distributed, planned structured distribution in this space. We want to be the first to go there. And we want you to provide that local adjacency and local knowledge and intelligence and the network that you can provide, that I will have to, otherwise I would have spent years to do that. You can do that immediately. And that provides me with the presence and the anchor in those spaces, which we are going to leverage tomorrow after this pandemic. As offline starts growing more, and even as local cycles, this refurbishment cycle of buying, refurbishing, selling, if you can make it locally, that becomes a powerhouse in itself. And that's why we need this partnership. That's my need for you. And because I need that, I'm willing to offer you the advantage of my liquidation network and offer you the financial benefit of that.
So that's very helpful, Dipanjan. And I do see a lot of questions also being answered, as you were talking. I will request Mr. Mare, if he wants to take up any questions from the audience, to request and move ahead with. asking.
Yeah,
Sure.
I mean, actually, sorry, you are asking something. Go ahead, go ahead.
Oh, good.
No, I was just answering one question. I think Vimula Rajan has asked a question that the young generation is looking for emerging models. You're absolutely right. The target, you're asking for what's the target customer segment? The target customer segment are graduating college students and young professionals. These are the key supporters of this model because they are they're aspirants of these premium brands, but they don't have the disposable income. So they are the first, and they are also very tech savvy. They read all these new magazines, they check out YouTube reviews. So they're very clear what they want. They're very brand conscious and they don't have a lower disposable income. So they are the target market for us. Sorry, Gaurav. Yeah, please go ahead.
So sure. So particularly coming to Vijayawada, this is the market we are in today. And what do you think would be for a new area franchisee who partners with you? Give us a little bit of a go-to-market life cycle. How it starts, what happens in next 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, how he builds over the next 2 years, go-to-market. Because it's a long-term business. When you are area franchisee, you're building up a long-term business. How do you really see it, the whole go-to-market?
Of course. See, I think we would like ideally somebody who has, obviously this is a long-term vision. This is not a tactical business where you take it on board and do something tomorrow. Your profitability and growth happens from day one, but whoever's on board should be very conscious that we're onboarding with a company that is growing at 300-400%. I have a commitment to my board to take this company to a $500 million revenue by 2024. So that's the kind of growth that all of us should be prepared for and ready to invest in. We will give the growth to you, but if you're not able to absorb the growth, then that becomes a drag on us. Now, how do you see yourself on month 1 and year 2? Let me tell you this. First thing that you do right off the bat is to open a store. And there'll be a H Experience Cafe store. So we'll work with you to find the right location. We'll open a store. Once you open the store, you start taking the stock. You start testing the stock to figure out how much you're going to sell on offline versus online. And you might take a balanced view saying that, you know what, I'll take around 50% of my stock will be offline. I'll sell it out of the store and see what happens, because you're protecting me anyway. If it doesn't sell, you're going to cover it for me. So let me try 50%, and you do a stretch mindset. We will always like you to take a stretch mindset and sell more. We are there to back you up for the rest of the stock anyways. You have nothing to worry about. Once you start the first couple of months, as you kind of regularize your operations with your staff and everything else, that's when you're going to start talking about your refurbishment factory. We have our own refurbishment factory. We're going to bring these. And when I say factory and technical classrooms, please don't think of this massive facility. Refurbishment factories is really small places. There are actually 10 people sitting in bays. It's not like a conveyor belt type of situation, large factory, smoke coming from the top. There's actually their individual bays for technicians. So it's, if you look at a 800 square feet, 1000 square feet office, if you already have, that will suffice to have both the training facility and your office and the refurbishment facility within it. So we want to have you to start creating a refurbishment facility, because by that time you have already gotten some stock from us. You'll see the quality that's coming in, and you're already going to get some. In the first couple of months, you'll start going to get some exchange phones from the customers, which you would buy back. Those phones go into your repair. We'll have our own technician will come over and train you, and we'll also interview your first batch of technicians. While you study doing this, in the first couple of, now we're looking at the 3rd and the 4th month, you're already ready for your training facility now, because you have your local folks who are good technicians. You've already by this time hired some technicians for starting the training facility, and start your first batch of training with a clear thought process that this batch you'll hire a few people from this toppers in this batch for your facility, and some of them will actually join our centralized facility also. And the rest will basically be going to the market. This is when your second or third model comes into place. And so by the time you're hitting your 5th month, all 3 operations across your cycle are live. And now you're looking, your 6th month is when you're looking at scale up. Now you and I will have a conversation about how to get to the next level of sales, because you already by this time become very comfortable with the operations. So this, Gaurav, is kind of the way this will run on a day-to-day basis. Everything will not happen on day 1, but I think it's very clear that I want my partner to be comfortable and ready to take because if I throw everything at you on day 1, it's you might get overwhelmed because there's a lot happening.
So it's very important point. I think always advise that people, when you take area franchise or master franchise, you're taking a long-term journey. You're actually becoming a mini brand owner or mini franchisor, so to say. So while what Dipanjan is doing on a national level, you will do it on a city level. So while few things would come to you, which you don't have to invest on, which is a lot of money has gone into technology, building capabilities, early economy of scale, building relationship with platforms and so on and so forth. All that sits at the top. So you have to come and build the distribution, the procurement capabilities, the training capabilities, the representation capability. So that all is your work. But it's a long-term business. If you really build it, this is a 10, 20-year plan and a lot of good valuations which can come in the business model. Shivaji, you want to have any question? Shiva, if you want to go.
Good evening, sir. Now we have seen already the existing brands. They're already which have been selling. Also now taking the phones available, and they are also trying to give them a value addition or something like that, make an exchange kind of offers. How do we place with these professional companies along with this HX?
We're the same. So we are as professional as it gets. I think we are the only company globally I'd mentioned that has built Faraday. See, the biggest challenge, you mentioned it correctly, Sivaji, that, there are companies that are buying these phones back from customers. Also all of us ultimately have to buy these phones from somewhere. I mean, the customers or wholesalers, we have to buy it from somewhere. When you buy it, how do you check the value of the phone? If you have personally gone to a mobile phone store and exchanged your phone, or you've gone to Flipkart and Amazon and sold your, exchange your phone and bought a new one, you realize that the buying process is extremely inaccurate. They, potentially, lift the phone in their hand, turn it around a couple of times and say, I'll give you 2,000 rupees for it. You don't even know why they said 2,000. Why is it not 1,500 or 2,500? It's not quantified. It's very erratic. It's based on the mood of or the knowledge of that person across the counter. And when that happens, what happens is you typically get the lowest figure possible. Nobody will give you a premium for a phone that they have not tested because they don't know what's inside the phone. And honestly, even a small difference in knowledge can prove very costly because a phone repair can either be very cheap or very expensive, depending on what has to be repaired. So, but the result could be the same. For example, you might say that the skin is not very bright. Now that could be because the glass is faulty, or it could be because the motherboard is faulty. Now, if the motherboard is faulty, that's 70% of the cost of the phone. But if the glass is faulty, it's only around 5% of the cost of the phone. So what Faraday has done is it has built its own technology which automatically tests your phone inside and out and gives you a much more accurate price, which means our partners will typically be able to offer our customers a much better rate and a much more accurate rate for the buyback. And, obviously that builds customer trust because everybody prefers to see something automated rather than some person handling it around in his hand and telling a price. And as far as professional is concerned, you've seen the leadership team of the company. We have some of the top professionals in the company working with us. It's a very professional company. You saw the awards that we won. So I think from a customer trust point of view, you're right there on the top. There are several players in the market, which will always be the case, right? I mean, if you look at any brand that you invest in today, whether that brand is a refurbished electronics product, it's a cafe, it's a food outlet, it's a salon, whatever you invest in today will have 75 different competitors that you'll evaluate. And you'll say, okay, mine is unique. But why am I unique? The reason that I am unique is because I am able to offer you a risk-free model where your risk is managed from your perspective. Your risk is managed. I'm able to provide you minimum guarantee and all that. And on my process side, I'm able to provide technology as a way to make better margins. The industry margin today sits at 8%. Because of our innovation, we've been able to take our internal margin to 30%. I mentioned that in the call. The turnaround time from buying to selling in the industry is around 45 days. Our turnaround time is 15 days. So these are some of the elements that you get advantage of when you invest in our company.
Any question you have, Sudhakar?
So what's the specific qualifications that you needed?
Yes, thank you, Sudhakar ji, for mentioning that. We are looking for demonstrated capability of long-term thinking, which means I would prefer entrepreneurs who've delivered large business objectives before. So for folks who have managed businesses or grown businesses to some scale. Second, people who have a broader thought process. For example, if you have grown or even worked in businesses which are slightly nationally wide or internationally scaled, that might be very helpful. That's not a required facility, but it's a helpful facility. Something that will also be good is for somebody to have an understanding of the mobile phone market, but actual knowledge is not necessary. It's not essential. What is essential is what Gaurav mentioned right in the beginning before I started speaking. The ability to roll up your sleeves and get in the business. I do not want to have a Babu partner with me. I am a very hands-on person myself. My entire team is hands-on. I would like team members and investors and participant partners. The city franchise, the area franchise, essentially be the CEO for that town. So he will be part of my strategic team. Needs to be hands-on, needs to be very, very clear about the numbers. I do not need a sleeping partner. That's the one thing that I really, really focus on.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Dipanjan. I think we would have taken more questions, but we're running out of time and we have more speakers to come in. So it's always great to have you and very excited to have HX as a partner. We are getting a phenomenal amount of results in the last 10 days. The kind of inquiries we've received for HX is outstanding. And I think it is becoming difficult for us to really map up his time, Dipanjan's time with the prospects which are coming in. But we all would work hard to make sure that your interest is well taken care and we organize your discussion with Dipanjan and team immediately, because a lot of people want to reach out tomorrow itself. So reach out to our business hotline number and we will set up a time with Dipanjan so that you can have one-on-one discussions, questions, and have elaborate discussions. So thank you very much, Dipanjan. Thanks for joining us today and see you tomorrow, another city, same time.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you, everyone. Have a great evening. Take care.
Thank you so much, Dipanjan. Best wishes. Thank you. Now it's time for GM Capsule of the Day, and we invite Gaurav sir to talk about 4 different business opportunities he's representing today. Over to you.
I would say, Archana, let's do with Amandeep, because I think
let me confirm, I think he's on call. So just give me 1 minute, sir.
He's already on the call.
Yeah, I'm seeing the voice call. Just give me 1 minute. Aman, if you are available right now, can we start with you?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
I don't want Aman you to be holding a valuable partner and our sponsor, and I want you to be doing that. I'm a guest, so you're a guest to me. So I'm actually looking after my guest rather than I coming and speaking myself. So it's a pleasure to have you, Amandeep. Very, very young entrepreneur, very dynamic, build his business from scratch and build a very substantial business. Somebody who's been awarded by almost everybody. All major chief ministers have awarded him for the work he's done in contribution of education abroad, live abroad, and stay abroad. And we are now in a market called Vijayawada, which actually competes with Punjab and Gujarat. Actually, there are 4 markets in India which competes on living abroad. They just every home has somebody who wants to go abroad. So it's Andhra, it's Gujarat, it's Kerala, and Punjab. While every Indian wants it, that's for sure. But these 4 countries, these 4 states really live to just be out. So you are in a perfect city, top class city, a lot of people who are aspirations, especially education abroad. Education abroad, if you really see genuine good education abroad cases actually come from there. A lot of good engineers, a lot of good people who've studied in IT and other places actually come from Vijayawada. And I think great city to be in. Over to you, Amandeep, tell your story. Give your understanding how you build a great organization, European. Over to you.
Thank you, Gauravji. That was perfectly summed up. And as Gauravji said, that Andhra Pradesh is one of the premium markets for education industry. So before I start with our company presentation, I'll just play a quick video about our company that will give you an idea. Then we'll go ahead with the franchisee model and everything. So good evening, namaste to everyone from Vijayawada. Those who might have seen in video, we are a company into like as you might have seen from our tagline as well. We are company into guiding students and people study, work, and settle abroad. And as Gauravji had mentioned earlier as well, India is there are lot many states who go abroad, but Punjab, Kerala, Gujarat, and this Andhra Pradesh are the prime states where highest number of people go abroad. Despite we being a Punjab and India, North India based company, we generate lot many leads from Vijayawada city. So I would just give a bit brief about the city and the report that we have prepared. The potential target audience for this particular market is more than 6 lakh plus people. So this is a city where we can accommodate up to 3 or 4 branches, a single branch doing a very decent number of applications as per our franchisee model. And not only Vijayawada, but Vijayawada covers itself a lot many suburban towns which we have covered in this particular map. And this is one of the prime cities in Andhra Pradesh, I would like to mention, that can generate good number of results. So as I mentioned earlier, we are company into helping people study abroad, work abroad, settle abroad, and go abroad through legal channels. So no doubt we are a very good franchisee option. We are a very good company to work with. But as you all people have connected, as a layman, I would have also have my questions that what kind of business I can do, how much is investment I need to do. So I'll just put across some question. You see if they fulfill answers are yes, then probably this is a right opportunity for you. So if you are looking for something which is into less investment and more profits are involved, then this is the right place to be. If you want to be a part of one of the leading company in India with highest reach, with good credential, with good background, then we are the place to, we are the people to work with. If you want company with the highest number of good number of network of branches, and we are the people to work with. And I have spoken to so many people in last 1 or 2 years. The reason behind we got into franchisee model is that we starting new offices for us is not a difficult task. We can put in 5-10 lakh in any city or set up an office and done it. The difficult part is learning the local, understanding the local market, knowing the way how people speak in local language. That has already been a challenge. So we want like-minded visionary people on board, as Mr. Dipanjan in his last webinar has mentioned as well. Very good thing that you can't be a CEO in every single city, so you need to have a CEO in every city you work in. So we want people who can work as a MD or a director or a CEO of Eurocan Global in their own city. So pretty good investment opportunity, pretty promising industry where impact of lockdown or you name anything, the things haven't been pretty like not much impacted due to this COVID and all. So I'll just go ahead with the basic company background and what we do. So we have been inviting franchisees throughout India, and recently with Franchisee India support, we have been closing deals, and we have lot many franchisee deals coming closing in process soon as well. So we have a few different models. One is the master franchisee. So if you need to have an exclusive agreement for the city, you can opt for master franchisee where the franchisee fees is 10 lakh. So under master franchisee, you can give further franchisee as per tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 model, or you can opt for a state franchisee itself as well. So then we have tier 1, 2, 3 franchisee models where depending upon the area and the kind of audience we can cover from the cities, we have franchisee fees starting from 1.5 lakh and going up to 3.5 lakh. And we have launched two new models under which you can work from home as well. So people who don't have much investment, they want to work but are not having much money to invest into offices and setup, they can join as a part of work from home concept by just paying 1.25 lakh. And also the women entrepreneurs, any women who want to get into their own business, we invite them as well. By just investing 1.25 lakh, they can become a part of European Global team. And after working for a few months, after saving certain money, they can set up their own office or move into tier 3 or tier 2 model. And then further question comes like, okay, this is the money we are investing. You have mentioned approx investment in setup as well, which is approximately 6 lakh rupees. Or if I go for consultancy and training center, okay, I invest in 13 lakh. What is the payback time period, and what time period I can expect a return of my business? So in this particular industry, keeping in mind Vijayawada market, we can expect a payback period to be somewhere around 9 to 12 months. Things have started moving gradually, as I mentioned in earlier. Impact of lockdown haven't been too much on this particular industry. We were still doing good number of applications. Even last month when lockdown was there, we were still enrolling student visa applications. And as of now, it is very, very, very good time to enter into this business. Immigration industry is opening up, travel industry is opening up, education industry is opening up. So you are on verge of witnessing a time where everything which was on hold in terms of travel and people going in higher numbers, now is the best time. Things timing from July, August, September, October, November, December, this would be one of the peak time periods of last 2 years to do business in this immigration, education and travel industry. So average revenue source, we do get certain commissions from the universities we work with, or we charge processing fees from the client. So commissions vary from 70K and going up to 2 lakh per student. So on an average, if somebody is sitting in a tier 3 or tier 2 city, they are even sending 5 students a month, they would be generating around 5 lakh rupees a month. And after deduction of their 2 lakh running cost, maybe 1.5 lakh running cost, they can easily save 2 or 3 lakh rupees per month. The only concern is here business cycle is of 3 to 5 months. So whatever business you do in July, you'll be getting the result in the month of September and October. So you need to have your working capital in place for this particular thing. And what support we provide, we give A to Z support for site shortlisting, designing the office layout. As a whenever we started this franchisee model, the only question we had in mind is that how can we make a layman work as a professional into this particular industry? So on the basis of that particular context, we've been getting inquiries from people who are fresh pass outs, people who have worked in different industries for 10, 15, 20 years, but they want to set up something on their own. So everything that we do will be keeping in mind that you don't come with any particular experience. So entire setup from starting of the office, marketing, branding, sales, support, reporting, everything is done as per the main office standard, which has taken around 14 years for us to develop in this particular day. And every single day we are improving. And these are some of the country guides or country booklets that we publish with the entire information about the country. So whenever a new franchisee joins us, we send a hard copies of those booklets as well, a material worth 1.5 lakh, and we don't charge anything additional. So whatever franchisee fees you pay, even for women entrepreneurs and people for working from home, so if you're spending 1.5 lakh, you'll be ending up getting materials worth 1 lakh or 1.5 lakh. And these are some of the countries we work with. We have a portfolio of 40 plus countries, starting from Australia, Austria, Bosnia, Bulgaria, Hungary, Italy, Netherlands, Norway, UK, Germany, Greece, Poland, Latvia, Czech Republic, Belarus, Romania, Slovakia, Finland, Iceland, Canada, Croatia, Lithuania, New Zealand, Slovenia, Denmark, Ireland, Slovakia. So 40 plus countries, we have options for everyone. Somebody who has a budget of 1 lakh, somebody who wants to go into top rank universities in the world, somebody who wants to apply for permanent residency in Canada or Australia. So we have portfolio for all clientele, keeping in mind our target audience being age group of 18 up to 35 people going for higher education and settlement abroad. And some of the awards we have got for our work into education industry: we been honored by Chief Minister of Punjab, we been honored by Chief Minister of Haryana, we been honored by Chief Minister of Himachal Pradesh, we been honored by HRD Minister of Punjab, HRD Minister of Uttarakhand, and few other cabinet ministers as well, pan India. So this thing took us lot many years. Lot many people say that okay, awards are not difficult thing. It took us at least 14 years, 13 years to reach all these particular awards, and most of them have been granted in last 1 or 2 or 3 years only. So these gives you a very good edge in your local market. And even in European universities, we have pretty good and pretty close contacts with government ministries who take care of the education industry. We are one of the few companies who have got certification from over 50 plus countries, UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand being one of them, and more than 40 plus countries in Europe. So whenever you have all these certificates displayed in your office as compared to other consultant in your market, you'll already have an advantage. Okay, you have these awards from different governments, different people, you have all these certifications that give you an add-on advantage over other companies. For UK, we are British Council certified. So if student is coming up for UK, you can tell them that we are British Council certified in UK, and that would give you an added advantage where lot many people won't have the certification. And this is how we do our launch series or seminars or webinars. We have in-house team in place who will filter out the newspaper publication, online medias, web medias for your marketing. And these are glimpse of some of our TV shows. We have pretty good hold with almost all news channels and web media channels across North India, and we look forward to replicate similar. We have done it in South India as well, and we look forward to replicate in this Andhra Pradesh market too. So whenever you open up the office, we'll be developing the contacts with the regional media channels, regional newspaper, regional web media channels to get you around with marketing and do new things. And these are some of the reviews left by students on our different social media channels. We have more than 5 million plus reach on our social media, which makes us one of the leading players in Indian market, where despite having locations based in North India only, we end up generating leads not only from North India, but India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Vietnam, Indonesia, Nepal, Sri Lanka as well. These are some of the press coverages that we have got for our work into education industry. And this is how we do our events. We organize seminars every quarter in every single city. So if you sign up as a franchisee with us, every quarter we'll be doing sending a team to your city. We'll be doing a seminar. We'll be trying to generate around 100 to 250 walk-ins in a single day. And so if you just take a basic average also, every year we will be doing this seminar 4 times a year. Even if we do 20 applications per quarter, keeping in mind we don't do any other business, you'll be ending up getting 80 to 100 files a month, which will cover your entire annual cost. So this is just to push up the brand, this is just to boost the morale. Once you have the numbers in place, rest of the time you can work at ease. And this is how our normal office looks like, where you have students walking in every single branch, gets around about 10 to 40 walk-ins in a single day. In a market like Vijayawada, you can generate up to 10 walk-ins in a single day, keeping in mind the study we have done from this particular market. Some of the students who have got visa this particular intake, some of the success stories of this particular intake, where we got student visas for Sweden, Norway, Denmark, Finland, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Latvia, UK, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand. As I mentioned, on social media, we have highest reach. We are duly having a good followership on Quora as well, and you can see our website screenshot and on Instagram as well. So I look forward to questions further. And in the end, I would like to mention that keeping in mind the time limitation, it is not easy to cover everything in short. But yes, if you have further questions, if you get basic idea about the company or the product line, you want to have a further discussion, okay, this seems like a good opportunity, but I have more questions. Not only in single say, you can schedule as many calls you want, or you want to go through these proposals or company booklets or other materials that we have compiled, we are happy to send it to you. You can get in touch with the Franchiseit India team for first discussion. Post that, we can schedule another call, and post that if you want to have a Zoom call to discuss further things, we'll be happy to do it. So this is just a basic introduction to give you an idea about the company, and I look forward for questions further. Over to you, Archana ji. Archana ji, hello.
Yeah, thank you so much, Aman. Now we invite Shivaji, if you have any queries, Sudhakar ji.
Sir, what is the process time that usually we take?
For application?
Yeah, for application.
See, standard time period is approximately 2 to 3 months. We keep in mind that a normal single application takes around about 2 to 3 months time period. So normal intakes are September and January for most of the European and English countries universities. So standard time period is at least 2 to 3 months for every single country.
What's the average fees we charge for that, sir? Application and visas.
Okay. We do charge nominal processing fees from the student, which is taken upfront before we start the process. That varies from 10 to 25K, which is our processing fees, and rest is the commission that is given by the university. And whatever franchisee fees we charge under Eurocan Global Franchisee, we don't take even a single rupees out of that processing fees. Entire share is given to the branch. The only revenue sharing we have is from the commission that we get from the university once the visa is granted, or the processing fees we charge once the visa is approved. So whatever initially we charge, that is entire branch share to cover up their regular recurring costs. Unlike other companies into this business, we don't want branch to earn 100 rupees and they have expenses of 100 rupees and give us 50 rupees out of that, and they need to put 50 rupees from their pocket. So if they earn 100 rupees, we want to cover them their cost first. Then if the surplus is there, then we'll be taking it. Otherwise, we won't be taking any other money from the initial revenue that they make.
Okay, sir. How many minimum number of customers we get for Vijayawada as a point of view?
See, in Vijayawada market, if you do things properly, again, and one thing I would like to mention before I give this, more like a disclaimer, this is not a passive business where you have set up an office, you have hired 2 people, business would come on own. We can give you the brand, we can give you the products, we can give you the marketing know-hows, and then you need to put in some months, some weeks to earn the result. Things won't happen all of a sudden. Even if I open up a big brand franchisee today, for example, I would open up a KFC or a Subway or any other McDonald's or any leading branch, it would take some time to develop into any particular market. You won't believe that ki, okay, I have invested money, I'll start earning crores from the very first day. So if you are ready to put in time, if you trust in the business, if you trust in the company, in a market like Vijayawada, from the report we have compiled, you can do on an average 200 to 400, 500 applications per year. There are companies doing much higher number, but we keep the minimum average that is practically doable number. So monthly on an average 20 to 40 files, with being one file in a single day, which is a very practical number. So overall that would be 20 to 40 files a month, as per your question.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. Sir, you talk about the admissions are seasonal. Now, what is the rest of the time we can keep the activity continuing and business flowing?
We keep on doing the enrollments. Like from last year, many countries were closed, but again they were having their borders closed, but admission and visa process was open. So for example, we are enrolling students for September now, June, July, August, September. Once the September is done, we'll start doing for October, November, December, January. That will be for February. Once the February is done, again we'll start March, April, May, June, July, or for September. So this way the cycle is going on. You are more like into a business where you work like a farmer. You put in 3 to 5 months of time, energy, and resources, and you get results altogether. Then you repeat the same cycle. There's no off period that you don't. There's no off season that okay, you are sitting free for 2 months. You hardly have anything to do. So we'll be doing the business, but admission cycle works like as per these 2 particular time periods.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, Archana ji?
So, any other questions from our panel members? Sure. So thank you so much, Amandeep ji, for joining in today. Thank you so much.
Namaskar, Vijay.
Namaskar, sir. Thank you. Now, may I request Gaurav sir for our GM capsule of the day? So friend, just allow us 1 minute.
Hello, madam.
Hi, I'm so sorry for the inconvenience. I think Gaurav sir is facing some problem. May I invite Mr. Gaurav Arora, who is representing the brand Kareem's brand from Delhi, and today he'll be talking about the kind of the legacy Kareem is carrying and the business proposal he has got for us. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining in. Over to you.
Yeah, hi, good evening, Vijayawada. Good evening, Archana, and good evening to every audience. Thanks for coming online. So today I'm going to present an opportunity which has got over 100 years of legacy. So it was started by none other than the Haji Karimuddin because he has served in the Mughal Emperor, and he was basically the head chef for the last Mughal Emperor, Mr. Muhammad Bahadur Shah Jafar, and he basically started his first outlet after taking all the experience and serving in the Mughal Emperor. So the first restaurant that started by our company way back 1913 was in Delhi in front of Jama Masjid. And with all the blessings of God, we have this this QSR, this restaurant still functional. And today, after 100 years, we have actually taken over the complete network. I mean, we have spread our network to almost 100 cities in the country. So I'm presenting to you this opportunity which has got the legacy of serving this Mughlai cuisine. So with all the pride, I'd like to say that we are the only restaurant which is not just the 100-year-old legacy, but also being covered by the New York Times and acknowledged by the BBC Good Food and the National Geographic Foods of the World. So you know that the North Indian food, the Mughlai food, the Mughlai cuisine is the most famous and the most spiciest cuisine as such available in the North India. So we are basically taking this journey ahead. And why we have been able to take this journey ahead is because we have not actually adopted the corporate culture that we have hired somebody from the outside who is basically managing our menu, or who is basically deciding on our recipe or our menu, and he's deciding on the various other factors which are required in day-to-day business operations. Rather, we have actually passed on the legacy from the first generation, and today the fifth generation is taking care. So Mr. Zain, who is in front of you, is basically the fourth generation, and his son Mr. Zohaib is the fifth generation. So they both together basically are taking the journey to the next 100 years, and they are setting up the franchisees, and they are closely coordinated with every franchisee right today. So the benefit, the merit that you get while working with Kareem Hotel Private Limited is that you are not going to become a part of a legacy, but you're going to become a part of the family-run business, which is designed in a corporate fashion, but working like a family. So there are two different models that we have in this format. So the first one is the dine-in format, which has got the investment appetite of about 65-70 odd lakh rupees, and you need a space of about 2,000 odd square feet, which can go to as high as 3,000 odd square feet. इसमें बेसिकली होता क्या है कि जब आप सेटअप करते हैं कोई भी डाइन इन, तो आपका मिनिमम 60 कवर का एक रेस्टोरेंट बनता है, जिसमें 2000 स्क्वायर फीट का एरिया रहता है, और 2000 स्क्वायर फीट में 700 स्क्वायर फीट आपका ऑड किचन में जाता है, और बाकी 1300 स्क्वायर फीट आपका सर्विंग एरिया और डाइनिंग एरिया में जाता है. अगर आपका बड़ा रेस्टोरेंट बनेगा तो आपका कवर साइज बड़ा हो जाएगा. सो मिनिमम व्हाट वी आर आस्किंग फॉर इज अबाउट 50-60 odd square 50-60 odd cover restaurant which you can set up in about 1800-2008 square feet. और उससे आप आराम से 5 से 7 किलोमीटर की जो टेरिटरी है उसको आप कवर कर सकते हो. बट आइडियली अगर मैं पॉपुलेशन टर्म्स में बात करूं तो यस, आपको कम से कम 5 से 10 लाख की पॉपुलेशन जो है वो आप इससे आराम से कवर कर सकते हो. और स्पेशली in a place like Vijayawada, where you have got a coastal belt and you have got a lot of visitors visiting to the place, because it is one of the hop between going to Tirupati from any other part of North India, because यहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा halt at train का, और उसके अलावा एक अच्छा वहाँ पे जो है एयरपोर्ट बना हुआ है. तो इसीलिए लोग जो है ना, मैंने जो ऑब्जर्व किया है वो बेसिकली विजिट करते हैं. तो इसका एक बहुत बड़ा बेनिफिट मिलता है कि अगर आपको ट्रैवलर मिलता है, लोकल क्राउड तो आपको मिलेगा किसी भी मार्केट में, बट अगर आपको ट्रैवलर मिलता है तो वो आपके लिए एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज बतलाता है, क्योंकि ट्रैवलर हर पार्ट ऑफ द कंट्री से आता है. और करीम की जो डेलीगेसी है, जो लेगेसी है, वो सिर्फ ऐसा नहीं है कि नॉर्थ इंडिया में है. वी हैव गॉट 200 आउटलेट्स अक्रॉस द कंट्री. तो हर जगह पे आपको करीम्स दिखेगा. तो वो एक हर्ड मेंटालिटी से जो ना आपका एक जो है ऑर्गेनिक मार्केट बहुत अच्छा बनता है. और इसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि आपको जो है पे बैक जो है बहुत जल्दी मिल जाता है. और अगर मैं आपको सपोर्ट सिस्टम की बात करूं तो आपको सपोर्ट सिस्टम में आपको प्रॉपर सिलेक्शन ऑफ साइट से लेके, सिलेक्शन ऑफ स्टाफ से लेके, और उसका प्रॉपर जो सप्लाई चेन्स है, आपको चाहे वो रेसिपी हो या आपके स्टाफ की ट्रेनिंग हो या उनका एक स्पाइस मिक्स हो या आपका रॉ मटेरियल हो या आपका जो किचन सेटअप करना है या रेस्टोरेंट सेटअप करना है, उसका आर्किटेक्ट कंसल्टेंसी हो, या उसके लिए आपको बेसिकली एक शेफ की कंसल्टेंसी चाहिए. बिकॉज आप अभी भी कोई एक रेस्टोरेंट बनाते हो तो उसमें आपको क्ले प्लॉट जो है वो कितना डेप्थ का होना चाहिए, कितना हीट उसके अंदर रेसिस्टेंस होना चाहिए, किस मटेरियल का वो बना होना चाहिए. बिसाइड्स अगर आप डाइन इन करते हो तो डाइन इन में आपका जो है वो लाइट बेसिकली कितने जो है एम्बियंस में होनी चाहिए, कितनी हाइट पे फॉल सीलिंग होना चाहिए, कितना सेटिंग में आपको पर्स, बिकॉज एक आपको अगर कवर बनाने हैं तो कितना स्क्वायर फीट आपको एक कवर के लिए चाहिए, कितना स्क्वायर फीट में आपको 4 कवर का सेटअप करना है, 6 कवर का करना है, 3 कवर का करना है. तो उसका एक जो मिक्स आपको चाहिए वो सब कंपनी की तरफ से आपको कंसल्टेंसी मिलती है आपका प्री सेल्स में. प्री सेल्स मतलब अभी आपने रेस्टोरेंट शुरू नहीं करा, अभी आपने सिर्फ अब कंपनी के साथ साइन अप किया है और कंपनी ये सारा टेक्निकल नो हाउ आपको प्रोवाइड करती है. उसके बाद जब आप रेस्टोरेंट शुरू करते हैं तो उसका प्रॉपर मेन्यू डिजाइन करना, रेट डिजाइन करना, कंपटीशन के बेसिस पे पूरा मार्केट अंडरस्टैंड करके जो है एक स्ट्रैटेजी डिसाइड करना है, काउंटर मैन्यूवर डिसाइड करना है, ये सब कंपनी की तरफ से आपको मिलता है. उसके अलावा जितने भी एग्रीगेटर्स हैं, चाहे वो डाइन इन है या नियर बाय है या स्विगी है, जोमैटो है, उस सब के साथ कंपनी का एक नेशनल अलायंस है. नेशनल अलायंस का मतलब आप दिल्ली में बैठ के जो है अलायंस पूरे इंडिया का करते हैं, तो कहीं पे भी रेस्टोरेंट खुलता है तो वो बाय डिफॉल्ट वो अलायंस जो है ना आपके साथ जुड़ जाता है. तो ये एक ऑर्गेनिक मार्केट आपको डेवलप का जो है बना बनाया मिलता है. तो आज अगर कोई भी आप करीम का सेंटर खोलते हैं और किसी भी एक न्यू सिटी में, तो ये सारा एग्रीगेटर प्लेटफॉर्म हम आपको ट्रांसफर कर देंगे. उससे बेनिफिट क्या मिलेगा कि कोई भी अगर नियर बाय एरिया में सर्च कर रहा है कि उसको एक अच्छा डाइन इन रेस्टोरेंट चाहिए या उसको एक अच्छा नॉनवेज या मुगलाई कुजीन का रेस्टोरेंट चाहिए, तो उसको करीम्स दिखेगा एंड ही कैन बुक अ स्लॉट. तो पीपल हु आर नॉट अवेयर अबाउट करीम्स, इवन दे विल गेट टू नो अबाउट करीम्स, इज बिकॉज वी आर गिविंग दिस एग्रीगेटर प्लेटफॉर्म टू एवरी फ्रेंचाइज पार्टनर सो दैट you become the brand in that local market also while people are searching you sitting at their home. उसके अलावा गूगल कोऑर्डिनेट्स के थ्रू जो गूगल मार्केटिंग होती है वो सब हम करते हैं. और लोकल अगर आपको कोई एक्टिविटी करनी है, कैसे करनी है, उसके लिए क्या बजट होना चाहिए, क्या स्कीम्स आपको लॉन्च करनी चाहिए, वो सब आपको कंपनी सपोर्ट करेगी. और रिटेंशन कैसे करनी है कस्टमर की, उसमें भी हम आपको सजेस्ट करते हैं. क्योंकि होता क्या है कि आपके पास नया कस्टमर तो आएगा, जब भी आप एक रेस्टोरेंट खोलेंगे तो आपके पास नया कस्टमर आएगा, लेकिन वो नया कस्टमर को रिटेन करने के लिए जो स्ट्रैटेजी चाहिए, रिटेंशन, वो बहुत मैटर करती है. तो ये सब चीजों में आपको कंपनी का सपोर्ट मिलेगा. सो स्टार्टिंग फ्रॉम अ प्री सेल्स टू पोस्ट सेल्स, वो सारी आपको जो है कंपनी का एक इकोसिस्टम में आप यू विल बिकम अ फैमिली मेंबर. सिमिलरली QSR फॉर्मेट है, क्विक सर्विस रेस्टोरेंट. क्विक सर्विस रेस्टोरेंट मतलब एक टेक अवे आउटलेट, जिसमें आपको मेनली क्या चाहिए, एक 700 जो है स्क्वायर फीट की किचन चाहिए, एक काउंटर चाहिए और बाहर आपको स्टैंडिंग टूल्स चाहिए. और वो स्टैंडिंग टूल्स के साथ साथ आप जो है अपना ऑनलाइन एग्रीगेटर प्लेटफॉर्म के साथ एक अलायंस बिल्ड करोगे, जैसा आप नॉर्मल डाइन इन में कर रहे हो. बिसाइड्स आप अपना एक या 2 रनर रख सकते हो इनिशियली, और आसपास के नेबरहुड के साथ आप कनेक्ट करके आप होम डिलीवरी के ऑप्शन शुरू कर सकते हो. बिकॉज इट्स अ क्विक सर्विस रेस्टोरेंट, सो इट इज नॉट मेंट फॉर पीपल हु आर कमिंग विद द फैमिली टू डाइन इन, बट पीपल हु आर कमिंग टू हैव अ क्विक बाइट. तो रोल्स, रैप्स, कबाब या इस तरीके के जो आइटम्स होते हैं जो क्विक सर्विस में आपके चलते हैं, उसके लिए बहुत बढ़िया फॉर्मेट है ये, विद इन्वेस्टमेंट स्टार्टिंग विद 30 odd लाख रुपीस। और इसमें आपका जो पे बैक रहेगा वो रहेगा लगभग 15 से 18 महीने का। डाइन इन में आपका पे बैक है 18 से 24 महीने का, और QSR में आपका जो पे बैक है वो है 15 से 18 महीने का। फ्रेंचाइज फीस अगर आप QSR की बात करते हैं तो 10 लाख रुपए है, डाइन इन की अगर आप बात करते हैं तो 20 लाख रुपए है। क्लाउड किचन अभी हमने होल्ड पे रखा हुआ है बिकॉज इट इज वैलिड ओनली फॉर द प्लेसेस वेयर वी हैव सम 8-10 QSRs already there, and this can probably serve as a main kitchen for our QSR, जिसमें कि आप अपना जो QSR का 700 स्क्वायर फीट का मैं एरिया बोल रहा हूँ उसको आप कंफाइन भी कर सकते हो, क्योंकि क्लाउड किचन बैठी है आपको सर्विस करने के लिए। बट अगर कोई भी एक नई सिटी में हम एंट्री करते हैं तो QSR या डाइन इन को ही हम बेसिकली एज अ मॉडल जो है हम कंसीडर करते हैं सर्व करने के लिए। तो मोटा मोटा अगर मैं बात करूं, आप किसी भी फॉर्मेट में हमारे साथ जुड़ते हैं, आपको उसका सारा टेक्निकल सपोर्ट, उसको साइट सिलेक्शन से लेके उसका पूरा लेआउट डिसाइड करना, उसमें किस तरीके का फर्नीचर सेटअप होगा, किस तरीके की किचन सेटअप होगी, किस तरीके का डीप फ्रीजर होगा, एसएस का कितना गेज होगा, काउंटर कैसे बनेंगे, वो सब टेक्निकल नो हाउ से लेके फिर उसके बाद आपका ऑनलाइन एग्रीगेटर्स के साथ अलायंस बिल्ड करना और रिवॉर्डिंग प्रोग्राम लॉन्च करना रिटेंशन स्ट्रैटेजी के लिए, ये सब आपको कंपनी की तरफ से मिलेगा। और सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट बात क्या है कि तो जो हम वैल्यू क्रिएट कर रहे हैं करीम्स का, वो बेसिकली एक मुगल एरा का जो किचन है, जो मुगल एरा का टेस्ट है, आज से 100 साल पहले जो मुगलाई फूड में जो चलता था वो उसको आज हम कंटिन्यू कर रहे हैं। तो उसकी वजह से आपको जो है ना हमारी एक बनी बनाई लेगेसी मिलेगी। अभी आपके स्क्रीन पे जो आप देख रहे हैं ये बेसिकली हमारा फर्स्ट रेस्टोरेंट था जो हमने शुरू किया था जामा मस्जिद के सामने, लेफ्ट ऑफ द स्क्रीन, और राइट हैंड साइड पे जो है वो कंटेम्प्रेरी मॉडर्न एरा का हमारा हाई स्ट्रीट डाइनिंग है। तो ये जो इवोल्यूशन हमने लेके आए हैं इस इंडस्ट्री में, F&B स्पेस में, विद अ मिनिमम इन्वेस्टमेंट ऑफ 30 odd लाख रुपीस गोइंग अप टू 60 to 80 लाख रुपीस, ये आज की डेट में आई कैन वाउच ऑन दैट कि कोई भी मेरे कंपटीशन के पास नहीं है। क्योंकि ना तो किसी भी कंपटीशन के पास 100-year-old लेगेसी है, दूसरा ना ही किसी के पास मुगलाई कुजीन का इतना बड़ा जो है वास्ट एक्सपीरियंस है या इतना एलैबोरेट मेन्यू है, और तीसरी चीज जो हमारे पास है, राइट, सक्सेसफुल वेंचर विद अ ग्रेट ROI। मतलब 30 लाख रुपए की इन्वेस्टमेंट डालना और 15 से 18 महीने में उसको बिजनेस से निकाल लेना, या आप 60-70 लाख रुपए का इन्वेस्टमेंट डाल रहे हो और उसको 2 साल में रिकवर कर रहे हो F&B स्पेस में, आई कैन वाउच कि कोई आपको इतनी बड़ी अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं दे सकता। इन केस यू हैव एनी डाउट, यू वांट टू रीच बैक टू अस, देन यू आर मोर देन वेलकम टू बेसिकली रीच अप टू अस एंड कनेक्ट विद अस इन पर्सन। विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू एंड वी विल ट्राई टू सॉर्ट आउट ऑल योर डाउट्स। प्रेजेंस की मैंने आपको बता ही दिया है, दिल्ली NCR पूरा पैक है, मेट्रो सिटीज ऑलमोस्ट हर जगह पे हमारे 1-2 रेस्टोरेंट्स QSRs खुल चुके हैं। अब हमारा प्लान है कि हम Tier 2, Tier 3 सिटीज में जाएं, और विजयवाड़ा इज अ बेस्ट ऑप्शन फॉर अस। और अगर आपको कोई भी किसी भी तरीके का हेल्प चाहिए तो आप फ्रेंचाइज इंडिया के थ्रू हमारे तक पहुंच सकते हैं, एंड विल बी मोर देन हैप्पी टू हेल्प यू। एनी क्वेश्चंस टुडे, वी आर मोर देन वेलकम। इन केस फ्यूचर, वी आर मोर देन वेलकम। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you, Gaurav. And Shiva, you want to have a question? It's a great opportunity for Vijayawada because a very large North Indian favorite food, favorites are there. People are looking for a Mughlai food. There's a lot of demand there, but not authentic Mughlai food is available in Vijayawada. So this is actually iconic brand which started at Jama Masjid. People wanted this franchise, but was not available earlier, but now it is available in different formats as Gaurav has briefed. So any questions, Shiva, any questions, Sudhakar, you want to have?
So does there any change in the menu when what is being served in Delhi is going to be changed because normally F&B takes care of that different localization? Do we need to make a
disparity? There is no disparity in the menu. We keep the same elaborate menu that we serve in Delhi, is because that's what the legacy and lineage we want to carry forward to every nook and corner of the country. So there is no compromise on that. Be assured of that.
That's an excellent one. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, in that sliding, you mentioned that there is open offer till March. Is that available even today?
See, Sudhakar, that is for the dine-in opportunity, and it was basically meant for the March when we initially started with our franchisee. We basically reinitiated our franchise model in the month of March, and we have today captured about 20 outlets since then. So we are yet waiting for new people to come on board, and in case of any negotiation on the franchise fees, we are open to discuss, but nothing to basically give any commitment. right? Unless we really understand the keenness of the franchisee and the kind of location where we are looking at. So in case the location is fantastic and we see that somebody is open to set up an 80 cover or 100 cover restaurant in Vijayawada or any nearby territory, we will be able to consider it. Not 12, but maybe something which can be a mutual rewarding for both the investor and the company.
And somebody can really set up a big restaurant, say about 70 to 80 cover restaurant, and then can create smaller outlets around it and use the same kitchen to do the supply chain. That also is available. So multi-unit franchise is also available in this.
Yes, multi-unit franchisee is also available. So somebody taking one dine-in and maybe 2-3 QSRs to basically cater to the neighborhood markets.
That is so nice.
It's a great opportunity.
Fabulous.
Sir, is master franchise available, sir?
Very, very good opportunity for Vijayawada. They are, somebody was asking that is a vegetarian. You don't have to be vegetarian Kareem. So you have to be a non-vegetarian Kareem, and Vijayawada is all about people liking the non-vegetarians. It's one of the markets which people have a lot of favorite for non-vegetarian food. So it's a good opportunity, great iconic brand. And if you are keen, please reach out to Gaurav Arora, who's a senior leader at Franwork, and he assists people in terms of making the right choice and actually also assist Kareems to finalize the right prospect. Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you for coming over. Really
thank you, sir. Thank you so much. So good evening, Vijayawada. Have a lovely evening ahead.
Thank you so much, Gaurav, for joining in. So Gaurav sir, would you like to start with your capsule or should I invite the next man?
Hey, next brand, let's do that.
Sure. So now we invite Mr. Daksh, who is representing White Tiger. White Tiger is the leader of quality dry cleaning in India. And today Daksh will take us the entire business model. Thank you so much, Daksh, for joining in.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for welcoming me. Thank you so much, Franchise India, for having me here to represent White Tiger. So before I begin, I just would like to share a piece of news with you all. And I found it really, really very interesting. So it was an article in Times of India a few months back where I read that Vijayawada, or I would say the Andhra Pradesh, is actually running out of water. That news was particularly about the drinking water and the underground water. But that clearly gives a sign that we are living in a world where this crisis is not only about the Tamil Nadu southern region, or I would say it's a part of whole India and the world, where we are facing so much of water crisis. So bringing down a model which completely depends upon water only, and how this news is interesting for a brand like White Tiger. Let us understand through this presentation. I'll just take 2 minutes of yours. Just allow me a minute.
Sure.
Ashram, could you please help me to share the presentation of plant model, please?
Sure, Daksh. Just allow me 1 minute. I'll share my screen.
Please. Thank you, ma'am. Really sorry to all the attendees for taking it a little longer. So before I begin, I would like to add one more point here that, in my opinion, business is not only about multiplying your money or creating wealth. Eventually, we do business to have a secured returns on our investments, but it also means that we should be doing something which adds value to your society, and we must do something which actually means to our environment, and especially when we are facing so much of issues in today's time. Ma'am, could you please share again?
Just allow me 1 minute.
Sure, ma'am. Sure.
I'm also facing some problem. Just allow me 1 minute. I'll share again. Just confirm me if you are able to see it.
Yes, it is. It is visible.
Okay.
So let's begin. So talking about the White Tiger, it's actually a Delhi-based brand, and it's been now 2 decades into this industry when White Tiger established into the dry cleaning industry. Specifically, when there was no other player in the market, it was a huge decision, I would say, a risky affair, which Mr. Padamji, who owns the Shivani and Oil Gas Group at that particular point of time. So they were actually managing a business of 35,000 rupees, 35,000 crore rupees business. And for them, adding a sister concern company like White Tiger was actually, a passion, or I would say call a dream business for them. Because 2 decades back, there was no player in the market who were actually able to provide services like dry cleaning, laundry, premium laundry specifically, in such a good and perfect manner. So in 2001, they figure out that we should do something and bring White Tiger to the market so that people can enjoy the services of dry cleaning and premium laundry in their neighborhoods. In 2002, they got the ISO certification, which again made the White Tiger, or I would say a dry cleaning brand, one of the first brands in the country who owns a ISO certified, and it is still with the brand till date. The first plant ever was opened in the Noida, which is part of a national capital region in North India. And the plant was actually, was located in acres and acres of land. In 2003 to 7, the next 3 to 4 years was completely devoted how to expand the business, how we can take the model to the next level. And promoters were very clear that we have to open up multiple collection centers to reach out to every hook and corner of the that particular city. And they figure out that there was one particular brand, or I would say the one particular sector in the industry, which were actually working on the same format, which was hub and spoke model. So very best example here is the lab examples, laboratories. They work on a hub and spoke model itself, in which people set up, the businesses set up a centralized processing unit, or I would say a centralized lab. And to support that particular lab, there are multiple collection centers who actually acts as a feeder for that particular laboratory. For an example, SRL Diagnostics or Dr. Lal Path Labs. So on a similar format, White Tiger was born. We opened up our plant in Noida, and to reach out to every person in the city, we opened up multiple collection centers in and near to the city Noida. Ma'am, please next slide. So in 2000, from 2007 to 18, they actually devoted much of their time and not only money, their efforts, their sweat, their blood to do their research and development and analyze what all services could be added under the White Tiger umbrella, so that more people can come to the brand, come to the collection centers and avail those services in a professional format. So from 2007 to 18, they developed a huge team so that they can figure out what all cleaning requirements are there in the country. So, from that particular time, they added premium laundry, they added bags cleaning, shoe cleaning, leather bag cleaning, and much more. And in today's time, if I have to add, we are into sanitization, we are doing home deep cleaning, carpet cleaning, and so on. So the agenda was very clear that we have to go for a long-term journey. It's not a short business that we have to establish for a short period of time. So we keep on do the R&D improvisation into our model, improvisation into our portfolio, so that we can introduce the tailor-made packages for our customers in 2009. And why we took so long to do the franchising, and the reason was that since people at that particular time, from 2000 to 2010, they were not much into the franchising thing. So from 2019, whole new management was changed. New people were added into the system. Young blood was there into the system who could actually convince the board of directors that we should now go and do the franchising. Because if we have to go far, if we have to go for a long period of time, we have to expand nationally and internationally. Franchising is the best route in today's time that we can get association from in and around the country and go in a long way. And in 2000, finally, in mid of 2019 to 20, we started franchising. From Noida, we opened up our plants in Gurgaon, we opened a plant in Jaipur, then in Lucknow, then Guwahati, we have recently opened, it's under process. And we are now in the process of doing in Kolkata as well. And when we got to know that now it's a day to present in Vijayawada, Andhra Pradesh, I was really excited that it's one of the markets that we should not ignore when it comes to South India, I would say the Andhra Pradesh. Ma'am, please, next slide. So now let's talk about the franchise model. So it's very simple model that we have developed the model like mini to micro plant model, where we are setting up a complete unit under an investment of rupees 16 lakhs, in which there are three bifurcations. Number one is your machinery setup cost, which will demand an investment of somewhere around 5.5 lakh, in which we will give you a complete setup of machines and equipment. Second is the plant setup, which will include all your civil work, plumbing, electrical, and installation of machines and other equipment, and all the stuff required to go to make the plant go live. It will demand an investment of another 4 lakhs. And last is the franchise fees, which is 5 lakh rupees, which is a one-time payment for next 5 years. So dry cleaning business itself is a very high return business. It gives a return on investment somewhere around 50 to 60%, which you can actually take home. And franchise involvement, if I talk about, is required in this business. Although business could be managed remotely from anywhere, but any business, any money that you're putting into for a project, I would always recommend you should put your time, you should put your efforts into that. Although it's a franchise brand, but still your involvement is equally required. And anyone who can put in any investor who himself or herself can put in their efforts, or anyone from their family or group who can actually take care of the business would be sufficient. Ma'am, please, next slide. So there are typically three revenue models when we talk about a plant. So number one is they get an opportunity to open up a collection center of their own. So one is obviously your plant that you will be running, and second is a collection center that you can set up in any corner, in any prime or posh markets of the Vijayawada city. And for that you don't have to pay any franchise fee. We have kept it zero. Since you are opening up a plant, you just have to pay for the setup of the collection center. That would be hardly around 1 to 1.25 lakhs. Second model is your B2B tie-ups. So we have a commercial team, we have a corporate team which actually do multiple tie-ups with the corporates. It could be restaurants, it could be hotels, hospitals, your primary or play schools. It could be anyone who requires laundry and dry cleaning in their premises. So we have been doing it aggressively from last 1 year. So we have done a tie-up with few of the corporates like Samsung. We have done a tie-up in Jaipur as well. So there, and as soon as we launch in any new city, so there is a person from our team, from our operations team, who is deployed there for next 1 month, and he do the complete market survey. He do all the tie-ups for the plant. And third revenue stream is the collection centers. Since Vijayawada, my projection is 5 to 7 collection centers in the city. So you are not only dependent on the first and the second revenue stream, you also have a collection centers under you, and that would be 5 to 7 collection centers you will be catering to. So all the collection of the clothes happens at the collection center. Plant needs to manage logistics from collection center to the plant premises and back. All this revenues is divided into 50-50 from other collection centers and plant itself. Next slide, please. So area required to set up a plant is somewhere around 800 to 1000 square feet. I would request it should be expandable, since in past we have found that people who started in Gurgaon, they started with somewhere around 600 to 700 square feet, but now they have recently shifted to a bigger version of the land, that is to 2500 square feet, because they were finding it difficult to manage from that particular area. So I would request whosoever is planning to set up the plant, it should be expandable. Investment, I have mentioned earlier, it is 16 lakhs. Break-even point is somewhere around 18 months to 20 months. It is a complete package of in-house laundry and dry cleaning capabilities. For setting up a plant, ideal location would be the industrial area or in the outskirts of the city, since rents are lower. You get the bigger area, bigger portion of the land at cheaper rates. All collection centers is mandatory to send all the clothes that they collect from the collections that they collect from the customers to the plant itself. So there's no policy that they can do it from outside. They have to mandatorily do it from White Tiger plant itself, and it is clearly mentioned in our agreement as well. Ma'am, next slide, please. So what White Tiger is providing you when we are charging a fees of 5 lakh? So we are actually not giving a franchise only of a brand which is into a laundry or dry cleaning, premium dry cleaning. We are providing you a legacy that you have to maintain in your respective region. So it's a legacy of 20 years. Marketing and promotional support is obviously given by this brand itself from our head office directly from Delhi. And if I talk about the marketing and promotional support, we are into digital marketing thing, and we give each and every digital support, whatever is required at our own expense. So we do social media, we do SMS blast, we do website marketing, search engine optimization, and so on, to create awareness in the market and to make sure that you have sufficient leads on daily basis to keep your business running. Third is the tech-led business. As I mentioned earlier in a very nutshell, that though you can manage the business remotely, since we are providing the IT infrastructure to you, which includes your billing softwares. This would include a ready-made formatted software for generating invoices. Second is the CRM portal, which actually helps you to maintain the complete database of your customers. Third would be the admin portal. So this is the key point here. When we say admin portal is actually a software which will help you to manage all your day-to-day presentation, day-to-day happenings at the plant and even at the collection center remotely. So from logging into your laptop or from a mobile, you can actually track the business activities on daily basis. How many orders have been generated so far in a day, how many orders are pending, how many orders have been completed, and so on. State of the plant arts, this means that when we say art plant, means one plant in a particular city. As simple as that, if I have to put in front of you. So depending upon the region, we put up plants in the city. So for a city like Vijayawada, one plant is very much sufficient to cater to 5 to 7 collection centers and capture whole of the city. So that's why the name has been given state-of-the-art plants. Fifth and not the last one actually, recruitment and training support. So all the recruitment of the people, so 3 to 4 people are required to manage the business. One is the plant manager, who will actually be taking care of all your day-to-day business. That person will be recruited on our terms and conditions. Second would be the rider, or I would say a driver, who will be actually managing day-to-day pickups from the collection centers. Third would be the iron man, or I would say a laundry boy, who will do all the laundry, which includes your washing and ironing. And that's all. Last slide, please. So if there are any queries, you can put up in your chat option. I'm happy to answer that. If you have any detailed discussion to do, maybe we can take it tomorrow and so on as per your convenience. So happy to answer if there are any queries.
Thank you, Daksh. Shiva sir, you have any query for him?
Yes, madam.
Sure.
Sir, does this come under as MSME project? Because this is being a service industry, can the investor avail the loans as per the MSME scheme?
Absolutely, sir. Absolutely. So we have been into discussions in Himachal Pradesh, where one of our investors is actually, has already submitted all the documentation to the authorities, and his loan has been approved. And now only the transaction has to go. So we have today only shared all the account details of our who manages all the machines and other equipments. So he told me in the morning that I need to have all the details of the machines and the costing on a letterhead of the company or our authorized distributor, so that government officials can transfer the funds directly to the authorized accounts. So absolutely, it is covered under MSME, and you can absolutely go for that particular option if you wish to.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, how much water resources required and
right, sir.
as well as manpower?
That's a fault from my end. Actually, I started with the news that I shared, but I forgot to mention that how we are actually, helping the environment to be safe and reduce the consumption of water. I would rather put in a way that reduce the wastage of water. So I just answer your query first, then I'll just explain in 1 minute speech. So as compared to the domestic machines, the water consumption of the machines that we are installing, the machines are from Alliance Laundry Systems. So the machines are already approved and accepted in developed nations like US, nations like Europe, and Southeast countries. So so they have a very established culture of laundry there and dry cleaning, unlike India. So it's been developing here from last 4 to 5 years. So the consumption is 40 to 45% less than what we consume at our homes. So obviously we are helping the environment to save 40 to 45% of water on daily basis on our laundry and whatever is required to do the dry cleaning. I hope, sir, I am able to answer your question.
Okay, sir.
So thank you so much. Yeah, thank you so much, Daksh, for joining me.
Thank you, ma'am. Have a good evening, everyone.
Same to you, Daksh. Now we invite Mr. Aradhya Khanna, who is representing Gem Selections, the brand from Delhi. They are known for their natural gems and jewelries, and the brand was established in 1987 by Mr. Pankaj Khanna, who is a celebrity personality and renowned astrologer. And today, Mr. Aradhya Khanna would be taking us through the entire business model he has got for us. Thank you so much, Mr. Khanna, for joining in. Can we have the lovely presentation from your side?
Thank you, Archana ji. I would like to begin the presentation with a video.
Sure, sir.
Gem Selections, the world's biggest gemstone brand, founded in 1987 by Pankaj Khanna, with the only goal to bring the finest of the world to our customers. With more than 500 dealers worldwide, 1,904 affiliated astrologers and 15 stores around the globe, Gem Selections brings quality gemstones from factory to the hands of the customers directly. Technologically advanced ecosystems around gemstones are designed to benefit both the sellers and customers. Gem Selections has been recognized as a symbol of trust and genuinity by celebrities. With more than 2 crore YouTube lifetime views and over 50 lakh traffic across website and social media, Gem Selections has been the choice of all ages. Come partner with us and be a part of the largest growing gemstone brand in the world. Gem Selections.
About us. Gem Selections is the retail brand of our group, Khanna Gems Group. Today, Gem Selections is the world's biggest brand when it comes to astrological gemstones. The brand was started back in 1987 by my father, Mr. Pankaj Khanna. So he is the chairman as well as the face of the brand. So my father, he's a very renowned astrologer himself, and he's the author of the best-selling book on gemstones, Mystery of Gemstones.
Our vision is to empower people to enjoy the benefits of natural gemstones by making the same available to them in each and every corner of the world at reasonable prices.
So what is the industry size? Astrological gemstones industry today is worth approximately 28 billion US dollars, because it lies also in the spiritual industry, and it also lies in the gem and jewelry industry. So the total value of the astrological gemstones industry, it is approximately 28 billion US dollars. And by God's grace, and today we are the biggest player in this industry. So actually the issue is, today in the market, everybody is focusing on jewelry. So there is cutthroat competition in the jewelry business. But in gemstones, it's a blue ocean. Astrological gemstones industry is a blue ocean. And since we are the first mover, so we are having the first mover advantage, because we enjoy very good margins in our business. So the brand has been running for 2 generations. My father, Mr. Pankaj Khanna, he started the business back in 1987. And today, the company, though it's a family-owned business, but we work like a corporate. So we have systems and processes which are running the business. We just oversee, okay, everything is going on fine, but the culture is that of a corporate, the systems and processes are that of a corporate, but the ownership is family-owned. Problem that we are trying to solve. Actually, today in the market, people are being cheated. Jewelers are selling them heated, treated gemstones in the name of real gemstones. So what happens? Heated, treated gemstones have no astrological effects whatsoever. And jewelers, they don't tell to the customer that the gemstone is heated, treated. So the customer, on faith of jeweler, he is buying a product which will have no astrological benefit. And sometimes in the market, even glasses are being sold in the name of gemstones. So what we do, we provide our customers with 100% natural, non-heated, non-treated, government lab, IGI, GTL certified gemstones. So whatever gemstones a customer will buy from us, that is whenever a customer will buy from Gem Selections, any gemstone, be it offline, online, it will be 100% natural gemstone, and it will give the customer the desired results he wants from that particular gemstone. And the second thing that we are doing is that since our operations are vertically integrated, so we are able to source the gemstones at a very affordable price, and therefore we are providing our customers at very good quality gemstones at one of the most reasonable prices in the market today. So because of our vertically integrated ecosystem, only we are able to give good margins to our franchisee and still give the product to our customer at affordable prices. So we have 6 gems in our crown. The number 1 is our online presence. We have very strong online presence today. We have more than 5 million website views every month on our internet properties, and more than 2 crore lifetime views on our YouTube channel. We also have Android and iOS applications. We are covered by approximately all the major media in this country. Celebrities also talk about us on a very regular basis. So next gem is my father himself. He is the biggest brand ambassador we have today and we will ever have. People buy gemstones from our brand because of his face value. We also have tie-up with more than 1900 astrologers globally. So basically in pharmaceutical companies, they have tie-up with doctors, and doctors recommend their brand, the pharmaceutical company's medicine, and they get commission in return. Similarly, in our business runs on astrology. I want to clarify that this business is basically dependent on astrology only. People will buy only and only when the astrologer tells them to buy a gemstone. Otherwise, they will not buy gemstones. So what happens whenever a person goes to an astrologer that I am facing this issue in my life, you suggest me which gemstone I should wear. So the astrologer will tell, okay, you should wear a yellow sapphire. So the customer will ask, from where should I buy it? So the astrologer will tell, you should buy it from Gem Selections. So the customer will come to us only, and he will not go even to his uncle who is a jeweler, because the astrologer has given him a remedy that you buy the gemstone from Gem Selections, so he will come to us only. And we have more than 1900 people who recommend our brand. So we have very strong referral structure, which ensures continuous revenue. We are the only company in entire Asia which actually sells gemstones on EMI. We can sell gemstones from the value of 5,000 rupees to 15 lakh rupees on EMI, and the EMI duration can be 6 months to 60 months. We have also been awarded by various organizations. The awards are given in the slide. So offline presence of Gem Selections. We have more than 500 dealers worldwide. We have more than 1900 affiliates worldwide, and we have approximately 18 stores worldwide. Impact of COVID. We are one of the few businesses who have actually benefited out of COVID. Why? Because right now everybody is under tension. Nobody knows what will happen to them in the future. The time is very uncertain. So people, they will consult astrologers in uncertain times. So when they're consulting more and more astrologers, so more and more astrologers are suggesting them gemstones, and more astrologers are recommending them our brand. So our business is booming. The next reason is that we are the only company which is actually selling gemstones on EMI. So right now everybody wants to conserve cash. So where they are getting an option to buy the gemstones on EMI, there is only one place, that is Gem Selections. So they will come to us only. So our business is booming even during this point of time by God's grace. Gem Selections franchise opportunity. I will play the short video and then I will elaborate.
Gem Selections Experience Center. We receive calls from nearly every district of this country. Let's say a customer sitting in Pushkar wants to buy a gemstone of rupees 2.5 lakhs, which he has selected on our website. He will be very afraid to order something of this value without any face-to-face interaction. The customer usually asks that do we have any branch office nearby? Here is where the role of Gem Selections Experience Center franchisee begins. We will redirect all our customers to our franchisee's address. He or she will take the payment from the customer. We will dispatch the particular gemstone from our headquarters to the franchisee's address, and then the customer will collect the gemstones from the franchisee. The franchisee will earn a good commission for facilitating the sale. Since we are the only company in India which sells gemstones on EMI, many people will inquire about the same from our franchisee as well. We will provide our internal software to the franchisee to access the customer's creditworthiness in order to sell gemstones on EMI. Does the franchisee owner need to be involved in the day-to-day operations? The franchisee owner does not need to be involved in the day-to-day operations at all. We have developed standard operating procedures for everything. Area required for the franchisee: 70 square feet to 100 square feet. Location of franchisee. The franchisee need not be in any mall or any main market, as our goal is not to sell to the walk-in customers. The franchisee can be opened in any location, but the location should be such that people should feel comfortable in carrying cash to buy their gemstone. Number of employees. Only one employee will be needed, whose job will be to explain the customers about gemstones, take their ring size, place the order on our internal panel, collect money from the customer, and hand over the gemstone to the customer.
Benefits to a franchisee.
Benefits for a franchisee for Gem Selections. Access to 65 crore worth of government lab certified gemstone inventory. Exclusive rights to operate Gem Selection store in a territory. Training program and certification to represent Gem Selections. Multiple revenue streams, EMI support to customers from our finance team. Access to all departments of Gem Selections headquarters. Full central and local marketing support. 24/7 audio and video CCTV surveillance which ensures autopilot operations. Franchisee support team to help with each and every issue on top priority. Technology support provided by Gem Selections.
So in our business, a lot of inventory is needed. Why? Because the customer can demand any gemstone. So the customer can demand any size of the gemstone. The customer can demand any variety of the gemstone. So what happens? Let's say I am a 100 kg guy. So I will be recommended a 10 Rati gemstone. Another person, he will be recommended a 7 Rati, 8 Rati gemstone. And the budget for the same gemstone can be 5,000, 50,000, 5 lakh, 10 lakh. It can be anything. So a lot of inventory is needed. So our franchisee cannot keep so much inventory at his or her store because the investment will skyrocket like anything. So what we have in place is that the franchisee will be having a stock of 7.5 lakh rupees and the rest of the inventory will be online. That is our online inventory, which is worth more than 65 crores. And it is 100% government lab certified, IGI GTL certified inventory. So what will happen? Our franchisee will get access to an inventory which is worth 65 crores and he can sell anything from that inventory which is lying at a store and also the inventory which is lying with us, which he can see online. So our franchisee will benefit from our stock holding. So the next reason our franchisee will benefit, because we are giving very exclusive territory to our franchisee. So right now we are talking about Vijayawada. So in Vijayawada, we will be opening only one store. Only one store we will be opening. So our franchisee will not face any competition from our another store opening up in his or her area. So he will be the king in his or her area. So he can do very good business. So next thing is that we are providing 15 days mandatory training to our franchisee and his or her staff also. So this will ensure that our franchisee and his or her staff, they are 100% trained before actually talking to our customer, because they will be representing us. So we will make sure that they know each and everything before they're actually talking to our customers. So our franchisees will benefit from multiple revenue streams. They will be selling gemstones to customers, online and offline. They will be selling gemstones to jewelers. They will be selling gemstones to astrologers. And they will also be selling gemstones to housewives. So what happens? We have a structure of housewife referral system. So what happens? We will be telling the housewives that how you can sell gemstones and you can make commission. So it will be in all ways, they will make money. Our franchisee will make money in each and every way possible, because online and offline sales with customers and B2B sales will also be there. Full EMI support will be given to our franchisees customers also. And one thing I want to clarify, that our franchisee has no risk in the EMI thing. Why? Because in the EMI transaction, the transaction will be between our company, the customer, and the bank and the NBFC, which is actually financing the product. So our franchisee is not involved in the transaction, but our franchisee will get his or her commission upfront. The moment we hand over the product to the customer, same moment our franchisee will get his margin. So even if the customer has defaulted, the franchisee will not lose anything because he has already got his commission. All the departments of our headquarters at our complete disposal of the franchisee. Full central and local marketing support will be provided by us. 24/7 audio and video surveillance of the store will be there. A 3-tier franchise support team is there to ensure that our franchisee does not face any issue. And let's say there is any issue, the matter will be resolved within 30 minutes. And full technology support is also being provided by our company. So I would like to play this video.
Gem Selections has built up its reputation through genuineness and dedication with only one goal: delivering the best of best to our customers. We select 1 in hundreds as our franchisee partner to ensure the integrity of our brand and its future endeavor, after statistical analysis by our team and chairman, Mr. Pankaj Khanna himself.
So we are very selective when it comes to giving franchises, because we have built this brand after a lot of hard work, and we don't want a person who is short-sighted or who is greedy to spoil the brand. Our brand is very royal in nature. Our dealings are very royal. Our dealings are very ethical, and we are very transparent in our business. And we make sure that whoever is joining hands with us, he or she also have the same ethics. because we don't want, we are not giving franchises to take franchise fees or to sell our stock. No, we are giving franchisees so that we can establish the network, and then from the revenue that the franchisee store will make, from then we will make money. So we are interested in the revenue. We are not interested in the franchise fees or the initial amount that we are getting. So that is the only reason we are very selective when it comes to giving franchises. We make sure whether the person, he or she actually deserves to be a Gem Selections franchisee or not. So to apply for a franchise, you will have to contact Franchiseindia. So they will do their first level due diligence, and then our team will do a due diligence, and then an interview round will be there, and then only we will actually give a franchise. So what is the investment in our business? In our business, the total investment will be of approximately 17 lakh rupees. The investment breakup, stock will be of 7.5 lakh rupee. The franchise fees will be of 5 lakh rupee. The setup cost, it will be of 3 lakh rupee. And the working capital that is needed, it would be 1.5 lakh rupee. So gestation period, the gestation period will be of 3 months. Requirement, space required, it is 100 square feet. Staff, 1 person. Monthly operating expenses, it is 20,000 rupee rent. Staff salary, 20,000 rupee. Miscellaneous expenses, 10,000 rupee. And grand total, the total monthly expenses, it is 50,000 rupee. Margin, 20% on the online sale of gemstones and jewelry, 28% on the gemstones and jewelry stock, 40% on the crystal stock, and the payback period will be 15 months. Revenue projections. So in the first year, we expect our franchisee to make approximately 60 lakh rupees. And this projection is after the gestation period, that is after 3 months of the store launch, then we calculate the first year, because 3 months it will take for the business to establish. So after 3 months, that is from the 4th month, our franchisee can expect the average monthly revenue of 5 lakh rupees. So when the revenue is 5 lakh rupee, what is the margin? The weighted average margin is 25%. Why weighted average margin? Because there is different margin on different products and different kind of sale. Online sale, different margin. Inventory lying in the store, different margin. So weighted average margin, it is 25%. So what is 25% of 5 lakh rupee? It is 1,25,000 rupees. What are the expenses? It is 50,000 rupees. So our franchisees can take home 75,000 rupees from the 4th month. And gross profit analysis, if anybody does of our business, so he or she will find that the operating expenses to net profit, that is net profit to operating expenses ratio, it is very good. That is the profitability of the franchise store. It will keep on increasing with the increase in the turnover. So the profitability will increase manifold. So I will play the short video and conclude my presentation.
It's a double celebration though, because Gem Selections has just opened up a brand new store right here in Melbourne, Australia. Go check it out. I'm so excited. I wish you guys every success. Thank you. Thank you.
So thank you so much, Aradhya. And now I invite Shiva sir and Sudhakar if they have any query.
Good evening, Mr. Arajji. Yeah, actually, we know that the astrology people take these gems and all. And as the planetary conditions also change, people will be changing their own items which they have already purchased. Is there any buyback or something like we do the thing on the products?
Actually, Shivaji, in our business, what happens, it is believed that if any person is wearing a used gemstone, what happens is in gemstones, the place of the aura, what happens that when a person wears a particular gemstone, like I am wearing a emerald, so what will happen? I will benefit from the aura of the emerald. So let's say we are selling used gemstones. So what will happen? The aura of the gemstone will be already polluted. So there is no point of wearing a polluted gemstone, right? So if we are taking the gemstones back, right, we are giving a return policy. So 100% we will be selling that gemstone to another customer, right? It is not possible. We will not throw the gemstone away. We will have to sell it. So that is the only reason we don't have any return policy. So that is the astrological reason. The second reason, that is the business reason, is that let's say we take, okay, we will buy back the gemstone. What will happen? We will sell 100% real gemstone to the customer. 100% real, good gemstone to the customer. So let's say a customer has bought a 2 lakh rupee gemstone from us. Right, the customer has bought a 2 lakh rupee gemstone from us. The next day, the customer can say, I want to return this gemstone. So there is no problem if he or she has not worn the gemstone, or even if we are, what we say, if we are not following that concept of aura, okay, we can take the gemstone. But the issue is, the gemstone might be replaced with the glass. So at that point of time, there will be argument, because the customer will not say that, see, I have changed the glass. So he will put the blame on us. So that is the business reason, because we don't want to have a firefighting unit, right? Because 1 in 100 customers will try to be over smart. So that one customer, we don't want the atmosphere of the store or anything to hamper, right? That is the biggest reason we don't take the gemstones back, because we work on such a large scale that if we do that, what will happen? Daily 3-4 such cases will be there, that the customer will come to us and we will sell real gemstone to the customer. The customer will come to us with a glass. So that is the issue, that because all our policies now, because we have been doing this business for the past 34 years, where we have seen all kinds of customers. The customers also, they try to be over smart. That's the reason we don't take gemstones back. And our franchisee Shivaji, he can do business very peacefully. So in our business, we never go for the short-term benefits. Never. We go in for the long-term benefits. And that is the only reason we do business very peacefully. No tension.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shivaji.
Sir. Sir, welcome to Vijayawada.
And thank you, Sudhakarji.
Sir, one thing, you said that you are going to make interview the candidates while you are selecting franchisee. So any preferences that you have?
Actually, Sudhakarji, the thing is, in selection, we look at only one thing. The one main thing is that whether the other person is looking for a long-term business or he is there to double his money the next day. Because some people, they run for short-term, quick money, right? So in our business is very royal, very royal. Our policy is that we never call the customer again. If anybody has done any inquiry, we will not call the customer again. The customer by himself or herself will only call. And in our business, what happens? Let's say I want to buy a particular gemstone. I want to buy an emerald. Let's suppose I'm not into this business. I don't know anything about gemstones, right? So if I want to buy an emerald, I will have no clue about the price of the emerald, right? So I will go to the store and I will say, okay, I want to buy an emerald. So then when I will go to the store, then I will understand that to buy a good quality emerald, I will have to shell out 2 to 3 lakh rupees minimum. And in let's say I have a small budget, 10 to 20,000 rupee budget. In that budget, I will get a very minimum basic quality emerald, right? So what will happen? The customer, he will understand first. Okay, it is so expensive. The customer will, because some customers, they don't know. And most often than not, what happens whenever astrologers, they recommend gemstones, they will recommend 3 gemstones. And customers, they don't have budget to buy 3 gemstones in one shot. So they will buy one gemstone first, then after some days they will buy the next gemstone. Like that it happens. So what will happen? The customer has to make a lot of decisions. Okay, which particular gemstone should I buy? Should I buy an emerald? Should I buy a yellow sapphire? Should I buy a blue sapphire? And after taking that decision, the customer will analyze, okay, which variety should I buy? So what happens whenever a person is buying a car, he wants to buy the best in his budget. Similarly, whenever a person is buying a gemstone, he or she wants the best which is possible in that budget. So the person will think, okay, when my next salary will come, I will buy the gemstone. And now since we are offering EMI facility, customers, they think like this, okay, my mobile phone EMI, it is going to end. So when it will end, I will buy gemstone on EMI. So what happens? It is a little bit slow process.
I think he has lost the connection. So this is the last brand we were presenting for each one of you. But before we close, may I request Mr. Shiva and Sudhakar for the closing remarks?
Good evening, everybody.
Yeah, Shivaji.
My sincere thanks to Gaurav sir and Sonia madam and Archana ji for giving an excellent opportunities for the people of Vijayawada. As the city is already grown, and with the help of Franchise India, I wish all the entrepreneurs join the group and make Vijayawada prosper, better, and enjoy their journey of franchising through Franchise India. Thank you very much.
Sudhakar ji, over.
So very much thankful to Gaurav sir and Sonia madam and Archana ji give the opportunity to have such knowledge to our investors. And I request all the investors, don't waste your time and digging for information okay, with your friends and relatives, because when they're excellent in good business, okay, they can advise, but most of the case they have no experience and they just give as a mouth word. When you consult, so like advisors, IFC members near to you or main office, then you can get right advice and right business idea, so which makes your life prosperous. And the Franchise India is offering you the free consultation to select the right business. And our eminent director and other personalities are offering few webinars in the IA Advantage series. So try to sign up with us in IA Advantage series, so that you will get a great advice and great direction. We will show the great direction to you to settle down your life. So thank you one and all for giving this opportunity like this.
So thank you so much, Shivaji. Thank you so much, Mr. Rao, for joining in. We would like to thank all the brands participants who have joined us today. Dear friends, thank you so much for sparing time and joining us today. And we would like to inform you that please do connect with us at our business hotline number, which is 97176 for more information, for more business opportunities. You can save this number because we are flashing information about different opportunities through broadcast messages. Join us at the different social handles, information on your screen. You can also join Gaurav sir and Sonia ma'am at their respective LinkedIn IDs. And tomorrow we would like to invite you for our weekend series under Business Opportunity with Chai webinar, which at 12 p.m. We are bringing top 5 business opportunities under ice cream and juice business vertical. So do registration so that you can join us tomorrow sharp 12 p.m. And under our Bharat Franchise Show, we would like to invite you for our Hyderabad show, which again will start at 7 p.m. We are bringing top 7 different opportunities for you guys, along with our title sponsor as well as our associate sponsor. So please do registration for 12 p.m. as well as 7 p.m. webinar at our business hotline number, or go at the Facebook page of Franchise India Brands Limited to get the link. Thank you once again for joining us today. Good night. Take care.